So, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Redstone Quarry podcast. Today it's episode 63, and we are joined by a couple other people.
Part where you introduce yourself.
You're
Yes,
top.
we start top to bottom. It's been a while for me, apparently.
How did you rearrange it? You made it
I
top
set
already
back the
earlier.
dark power.
Professional as always. Hi guys, I'm Enemy.
Hi, I'm Niels.
And
Hi,
I am
Niels.
Wout. Episode 63. That means that it is our 64th episode, because we make sense. And we had two episode 30s, in case you didn't know. We had a special
A
edition
and
then.
B.
So we have a stack of episodes. Party! Yay!
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 Let's go for the double chest.
Yeah, no.
One day.
We already
Tar-
passed that, Niels.
Well, not if
That
you
would be
like
54.
64 times 6 times 9.
3,456. I don't think we'll reach that so soon.
Anyway, yeah, let's just continue. This really isn't going anywhere. So, it's 64 episodes, stack of episodes, and as you can tell, it's been a while since the last episode. We weren't very motivated. Well, lots of problems with recording. But like about a month ago, maybe, or maybe a bit earlier already, we were like a couple of us were thinking that we should like just give the podcast a proper ending. That is, we may still continue at some point, but right now there's like no plans. So.
It's the end of
Ni-
the first
Yeah,
season.
as in the first
and
season, which I knew
Other
Niels would say.
seasons are.
Well,
No.
actually, second season because it's our second year.
Well, I don't
No.
count that way.
Seasons are like not
If you want to be logical, like a season is a quarter of a year, or half, depending on.
like a season
see-
in TV series. It's like they do like 20 episodes maybe, and then they stop.
No,
and
no,
then
no, no.
next year they will.
No, Niels,
do it
they do
again.
12 to 13 episodes because that's what like the length of a season is in Japan, and then they do like, or some series do like 25-ish episodes, because that's like 2 seasons, and then there's episodes which go all out like Naruto, and then you have like a couple of weird ones like Soul Eater and from Alchemist Brotherhood, which have like 50 to 64 range, somewhere around that, which doesn't really match up with seasons.
And then there is really crazy episode anime like the popular ones like Naruto and shit like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, like
or
those are,
Hunter
like, the
Hunter
long-
that have like hundreds of episodes.
Hunter x Hunter actually ended, I believe. Never watched it, but it was like 170
I-
episodes or something.
It didn't end. It had like 148 episodes.
Oh well.
Welcome back
Uh,
to the Minecraft podcast where I talk about anime series.
Yeah. So now I need to link a bunch of anime. Isn't that?
No,
gonna be
you
fun?
don't have to.
Well, I kind of have to because I mentioned them. What did I mention?
can cut
FMA.
them.
No, I mentioned them.
Don't do it, Niels. Don't cut.
I will replace it with something like anime that nobody cares about. that nobody cares about. Then
Yeah,
you
I'm
don't
not
have
sure
to
what I
mention
would
them.
think about
Laughter
that.
that nobody cares
You,
about.
you could use one of those SpongeBob half an hour later slides.
But that may get a flag from Nickelodeon. Especially because
No,
we
no,
didn't
no.
talk about like Legend of Korra of Legend of Aang. So, yeah.
Is it like if you're using a 2-second clip? Isn't that fair use?
Especially if it's a static
Uh,
image, but I don't know. Nah, I don't think you just get fair use just because it's short. Like it has to be related. It depends a lot.
We could talk like half an hour about SpongeBob. Then
Yeah,
it's,
like if we do like a review of a SpongeBob episode, then I think we could use it. But
so,
I'm
like,
afraid
what
that's
is your
really
opinion
problematic.
about those half an hour later sounds? SpongeBob?
So yeah, I just love how this episode is starting out. So yeah, end of the first season probably. No, not probably. Certainly, probably the end of the podcast, but we'll see. So at the end, we're also going to talk about a lot of final things. But this podcast, let me just say right off the bat that it's going to be fairly irregular. Well, not irregular. We planned
Very
out
different
stuff.
from the other one.
Yes, it's very different. We planned out stuff fairly well, but we are, for example, not going to talk about all of the news and technical community since the last time. Yeah, there's just too much that happened. We could, of course, summarize it, but we felt like we would still miss out on too much. And I don't know about you guys, but personally, I also didn't follow that much. Like, part of the reason why I'm not that motivated anymore is to do with that. I'm not that much motivated anymore for a lot of things related to Minecraft. As a result, like I didn't watch a lot of this stuff, so there's not a ton I could talk about. So yeah, we're going to talk about some other stuff, like stuff we ourselves have done in the last podcast, like and why we what has happened to us and such. Also, what we think about podcasts over time. Since 3 of us have been here since the beginning, Ralph has been here since roughly the middle. And if we have some extra time, we may actually answer the question, what is technical Minecraft? Or well, what answer? We may discuss it again, because that's what, in case you know, that's how our first episode worked. That was the main topic of the first episode, and we thought maybe nice to take a look at that subject again. On top of that, we also, enemy at
Actually,
least. Yes?
Actually, like taking a look at what is technical Minecraft after every stack of episodes, it makes a lot of sense to me. Like,
Well, it's not after, like, we are at the end of the stack, it's not after the stack, so it doesn't really
Is
work out.
this
But
the
oh well.
last?
yeah, like
It's
I
more like
every
this is probably the
stack-
last episode, so yeah. Anyway,
What's
also around
technical
the
Minecraft?
middle, Enemy also wants to talk a bit about 1.10 and the new update schedule, or at least what maybe the new update schedule, but we'll get into that later. So for now, this was the we're also going to do the follow-up in a second, and also some of your comments from the last episode. Is there anything else we still need to say, like about this episode and podcast in general?
Wout,
Guys? Yes?
do the intro, Wout.
Yes, surprise! There's an intro outro. The reason for which is that I watched an anime this week, and we need to have an anime Wout's anime corner right here. But I can't do it at the main outro of the episode, so I'm going to do it at the outro of the intro.
Since everyone loves outros,
Yes, of
we
course.
thought like, why don't we do like multiple? It's awesome.
So yeah, if you listen to the outro at the end of the episode, you will understand why I don't want to do this right here. Also, a reason why we thought it would be great to do it right here is because then all of those people who always like close the podcast when the outro started, now they have to listen to it all the way through, or at least they cannot
Or you
like
can
try to
skip
skip
like
them.
5 minutes.
They can try, but then they may potentially skip other stuff as well. Niels, you're putting way too hilarious stuff in chat. Anyway, so yeah, outro intro. I watched Tokyo Ghoul, and today I watched Tokyo Ghoul, 2 episodes of Tokyo Ghoul Hood A. By the way, people, what's up with special names for your second season? Like Code Geass had Code Geass R, and now Tokyo Ghoul has Tokyo square root of A. No clue what A is. I'm not sure, Ralph, if you watched it, but
no idea.
okay. Well, either way, I'm 2 episodes in out of 12, and I highly doubt they will ever explain it. It just probably sounds cool. And then you have stuff like Planet
That's how
After
stuff
Story.
works in Japan.
What?
That's how stuff works in Japan if it's written on like Latin characters.
Well,
Then
no,
it's
you have
just
like
because it looks cool.
yeah, you have like Psychopaths, second season, Psychopaths 2. That's how it worked. And then you had Planet and Planet After Story, but at least like After Story was kind of relevant to the story. It was what happened after the story of the first arc. But I give that a pass. But come on, what are these titles anyway? So yeah, really nice show for what I can tell. At least the first season, second season, I've heard a lot of bad stuff about. But I actually, well, I'm going to link to my Twitter not so in-depth review because a lot of plot arcs are still open. It's not supposed to be a closed story in any sense or way, shape, or form. However, like I do think it's a really intriguing show. It's like last time I was really stuck into a show like this was like maybe with Steins Gate back in November actually. So yeah, I've been really dry. I watched stuff like freaking SAO and Charlotte in the meanwhile, and also
Why
stuff
did you
people
watch
like
freaking SAO?
because
That's
I had to
awful.
have an opinion on it. Also, I was getting bored. I like watched an anime a month roughly speaking, and then I like criticize it, and then but this is actually the first time I actually enjoy one. Last month I actually watched Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex, which people will probably hate me for, but yeah, I didn't enjoy it a lot. Like I wouldn't call it bad, but it was like it's in like the low spot on my moderate list probably, or maybe in the middle. I know.
Which one were you talking about?
Ghost in the Shell
Yeah, yeah.
Standalone Complex.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a classic to a lot of people. So sorry. So yeah, Tokyo Ghoul, Wout's Tokyo Ghoul Twitter
I
rant.
think-
There's one more thing I want to discuss in this Wout show, which is that I do not really know when we're going to upload and publish this one. It may take a while for reasons we will get into later. However, right, next week, as we're recording this, something is starting. It's called the Wout Twitter Spamathon season, also known as the start of Zeldathon, on June 17th at 4 p.m. EST, which is 4 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm quite sure they mean EDT actually, but oh well.
People always confuse that, and it's so confusing. when
Yeah,
do
if you look at
use
the
wrong one.
countdown on the website, I'll link to the website. If you look at the countdown on the website, then it's referring to EDT. So yeah, Zeldathon, all Zelda games played in 1 week. and they're raising money for direct relief this time around, joining charity. And last time they got like I think over 250,000 in the marathon actually, which is really nice. So yeah,
50,000 currency.
yeah, $250,000, US dollars to be precise. So that was really cool. And this time they've added some more stuff, and also for some reason they've been like streaming constantly on beforehand to raise some more money, which is a bit strange. So now it's more like one main
Zelda
stream for a
month.
week. Yeah, I don't know. Well, not a month. It's like 2 weeks of like occasional streams by different members, and then 1 week where they have like the proper marathon stream. Anyway, it's probably gonna be cool again, but unfortunately, as always, it starts during my exams. Isn't that freaking great? But it like my exams end like halfway through. So that's June 17th to like I don't know June 24th, probably around there. You can check it out on the website of 2016 in case you're watching this years from now. And then it's not over, guys. Games done quick. Some games on summer games done quick. 2016 lasts from July 3rd, 2016 to July 10th, 2016, and I cannot see the time right on here. So just like check the schedule if you want to watch that. I highly recommend watching, but like, I've always enjoyed both of them. Unfortunately, they're not always at the best times of the year, as in around my exams. But yeah, fun stuff.
They just hate you.
They just hate you, the viewers. Yeah, possibly. Like there's a lot of people who share my strange tastes, even among the strange community of ours. Oh well. So yeah, I'll link to that stuff in the description. So that being said, I think that is the outro to the intro, pretty much, and we'll discuss the more important stuff at the outro at the end.
With all this announcement of yours, I think it might be nice to also say that next week there's the 24 hours of Le Mans
Of what?
endurance race.
Wait, 24 hours what?
Le Mans.
Can you spell that? Or like put in chat or something?
It's French, don't try to understand it.
Okay,
doesn't
then
work.
just put it in chat.
Le Mans.
Okay.
It's a very famous 24-hour race with.
But it's not gaming related. There's nothing nerdy about it.
It's
It's a
cool.
game.
Okay, whatever.
Enemy,
I'll just link to
is
the.
there an Audi team in that race?
Indeed, there is.
So that's why it's about it. Enemy secretly being paid by his boss to say this on this super popular podcast that everyone watches.
I'm not
yeah.
secretly paid, but I'm not paid for this.
So the 2016 24 hours of Le Mans. Okay, sure.
I don't do 48 hours.
Because that would be stupid.
This reminds me of our student circle, and we have like maybe a similar race. Only thing is that it's on foot. Actually, I don't know what it's about, but
And it's in the same circle.
that. No, actually, I don't have a clue what it's about, but it's a race where it lasts 24 hours, and every student circle can only have one person running at the same time, and just the goal is to have as much rounds as possible as a whole as a student with your student circle. So yeah, pretty much the idea is just that you like alternate between different runners, and that way you keep your speed up. Or if you're in with the civvies, which have kind of been the reigning champ. Well, I think they lost again this year, but they like don't ask me why. But like you have the kinesiotherapy students. I'm not sure if that's a good translation, but like the students who are kind of more into sports. They like study like I guess like the medical science of muscles and bones and skeletons, those kind of things. I guess the science of human movement. Anyway, so yeah, they're usually more into sports, and like it would make sense that they are also always like one of the two front runners. The other front runner every year, for some reason, it's the civvies. It's like the freaking nerds, the electrical engineers, and the other engineers.
Wout, from your
Yes.
stories, it seems like civvies are good in everything. Always
It's
better,
weird.
and
They're known. Their stuff is known for being hard, like the study.
A big group that there has to be someone in that group that has to be better. Or
Well, yeah,
do
this
you
is
have
this thing.
any
Like,
other-
I'm not sure, but I've heard a lot of stories that if you want to run for them, that you need to like actually train for weeks, and you need to like they don't just let you run over there.
take it
you
very
actually need to-
seriously.
Yeah, it's not. It's a closed contest to them. Whereas without my student circle is just like, come on, we need more people. They're just back all day on Facebook. I don't think we ever stopped this year, but it's apparently got closed a couple of times. Probably during the night, like I mean, last 24 hours, so that's always the difficult part. Also, it's always throughout the week. So when normal people like have classes and stuff, then other people are running. So yeah, oh well. So yeah, that's usually fun. It's around October though, so totally the same thing, right, Enemy?
Totally.
Yes, exactly. It's also like known by the whole world, around my city, that is. So we have a new member, I guess.
Old member?
Well, anyway, someone who joined midway.
Hi.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's like very professional.
As always,
And what is your name?
mysterious guest.
Definitely not Micromech Comp.
Okay, it's Spock.
As always.
Yes.
As always, Spock. So yeah, Spock was here in last first episode, so hey, at least nice to get him on
Yep.
for the last episode. So yeah, we're going to get into the follow-up now. There have been, I think, 12 comment chains, 2 of which only contain one word, so we're not going to discuss them, or less than a word, like a smiley. But Enemy, you looked at Yewe's comments, or at least his big one, so maybe you wanted to get into that, because you were the only one brave enough to tackle it.
Yes, it was a little bit hard without the context because it's been quite a while. Started typing quite a bunch, then he typed that he's gonna watch it at 1.5 speed, and then like 2 rows after he's like, "Oh, I can't type that fast. I have to do it normally." But yeah, in general, there's a lot of random stuff as always, and nothing that particular that I would say we have to go over it now.
So even worse than my voucher. Interesting.
But there was some good stuff in there. For example, good advice for you, Wout.
oh
Stop
really?
failing the wintro, Wout.
The wintro.
The
Is that what something we
wintro?
say now? Okay.
As if he had known that we were gonna start this way today.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Spock, you'll see about later.
Okay.
I also
If
find
I-
it funny that he has these word counts and like character counts, even though his spelling and grammar make no sense. So it's not like it's too relevant in my opinion, but oh well.
Also,
Does he
Um,
also have a spelling mistake count?
I think that would be a bit too
Like
horrible.
all the words.
Yeah, no, that
Or is that
I
the
don't-
same as word count?
character count more like that maybe. I don't know. So yeah, that's Yewe's comment. I'm sorry. Then Yewe's other comment.
And
Apparently he
has,
needs
like,
multiple
no
comments.
punctuation. Like, Daryl,
Um,
please punctuate it.
So other comment he says he's gonna get to his main comment later on. He says that I'm interested to join if there are still any members, but I don't have a good mic. I'm not too lazy to buy one. I guess I'll get one when there's a good opportunity. Also, yeah, indeed, Jarko also is like, hey, if you need members, raise his hand quickly. So yeah, we apparently asked for new members. I'm not sure about that. But yeah, I mean, of course, like considering this is probably our last episode, I'm not gonna go through that plan. That being said, like we don't own the idea of a Minecraft podcast. I mean, we started out this thing kind of without much, well, a bit of preparation, I guess, about 1.5 years ago. So I don't think, and I saw like we had a lot of following, a big following in the beginning. Like a couple of us made like, promotional videos on our channel, like me and Spock.
Yes,
But,
Wout made one.
yeah, actually,
Multiple times he mentioned it. Very good, Wout.
I plan on actually like making another one after this episode is published. Just like being like, hey, because I mean, I think I had like maybe 750 subscribers when I made the first one in December 2014. So yeah, like most of the people who watch my channel right now probably don't have a clue what this is. So and since they're
Hey,
probably interested, so I think it's
Go
worth
listen to
just-
this. It is ended, but you can listen back.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's
What-
not to be
what-
begging for subscribers. Like, we're probably not gonna upload anymore. But hey, like, it's people who you may find this interesting to listen to. Like a lot of some other people did. I mean, we have 330 subscribers now apparently. So that's that. So yeah, I think it's the kind of stuff which my viewers, some of my viewers at least, would probably enjoy listening to, but just haven't heard of yet because they are new to my channel, or at least they relatively new. So yeah, that is that. Other stuff, yeah, Dirtwood also, like, I would be interested in joining, but some other stuff as well. Then we got a couple of responses in terms of background noise as well. Like, for example, Nathan Ryan says, as for the background noise in the podcasts, microphone contact, mouse clicks, etc., I don't usually even notice unless it's so repetitive, so don't care. The Grey Work says, I don't mind the background noise, less is always better. And Jason Green says, I don't care about background noise or swearing, however, sometimes the voices seem to blend together and I cannot understand what was said. Voice recording quality and people talking over each other seems to be the cause. When enemy starts going into way too much detail, which has definitely done this episode, of course, that's something I actually like. Oh, crap. When you say too much, it implies that it's too much. It's like the kind of the meaning of the word "too" in that sense. Oh well. But the banter
English,
that goes.
It's hard.
Oh well.
What are you
but the
talking
banter that
about?
goes
English
on
isn't
is
hard.
yes,
Yes, it
Bob,
is.
definitely.
It's sarcasm.
Yes, I'll definitely go into every spelling mistake you make next time. Haha. I don't know. At least conjugations are kind of easy. Yeah, like there's a lot of stuff of you. Like, you don't need to remember freaking genders. That's the best thing about English. Maybe easily. I don't know.
You only
Well,
need
yeah,
to.
but
You only
but
need to
you
be
need to,
concerned
like-
about genders with pronouns. Like that's really only it.
Well, yeah, but I
you
mean,
need to be,
the thing is,
learn pronunciation. I said word by
Yeah,
word
like, I
basis
mean-
because it's totally random.
well, yeah, pronunciation is like probably the least regular part, but you don't need conjugation is very simple. Like for most verbs, there's like two forms: run, run, runs, run, run, run. And like when it gets to genders, like I don't even know if like linguists say that nouns have genders. Like they, like in most,
Yes,
like
it
in
is
Dutch,
gender nouns.
in Dutch they do. Really? Like when do you like
Yes.
when do you care about them then? When you refer to like something of a noun, like the video and her title or something, I don't know, maybe something like that.
No idea, but nouns do have gender in Spanish. That's all I know.
But yeah, in Spanish, but I mean they do in French, they do in Dutch, they do in
And
German,
yeah, like
so
in
yeah.
most languages. Well, for
And
example,
in
in
Latin.
Spanish, you need to conjugate based on time, based on gender, based on number, so plural, singular,
Yeah,
and
like
on
based on
mood.
person. Yeah.
Like it's really hard.
Well, whatever. That's I think that's sort of the same over here anyway, and
That-
also in French.
And this was
But
rattling with the corner.
anyway, I don't know a lot of stuff about Spanish. I'm gonna say not a lot. I know like 2 words. Miss Creep also had something to say about background noise. Just throw the MP3 into Audacity and use their noise removal feature. But I think Niels already deals with that, so.
Yes, removing those noises. I've tried multiple things like blocking certain frequencies or getting like a part where the noise is, and then just try to ask Audacity to find that part and remove it. And none of that works with the kind of noise that we have, like keyboards and stuff. That you cannot really remove that. So those tools are made for if you have like a static background noise, like a hiss in the background or something like that. Then you can remove such things, but with those Audacity functions. But the stuff I need to remove, that's not really possible with those functions. And I don't know how to remove it otherwise with any other function.
You know what the great part is?
You can make a function for your own.
No, like I would say to end this part about the background noise. In my from what I can tell, the general consensus is don't care pretty much, or
But I
close to.
do.
Oh well. So that's about as for the background noise and the swearing, like not that important to most people as long as it's not excessive. And yeah, what the new members, like I'm sorry we asked for that considering what happened afterwards, but yeah, we were going to, well, not a rough time I would say, but we were planning a lot of stuff and we were gonna do a 2-week schedule and we stuck to that for exactly 1 week.
No
Yeah.
weeks.
Sorry, but yeah, one time, so 2 weeks.
No, we
Yeah,
didn't
like-
do that anytime. We said like
No,
2
no, we
weeks,
actually
and
had like
after-
we went for like 1, 2, and then like 3 months or something.
Yeah,
So
like-
we
Yeah,
actually
we
did it like
that, but after that, I think we decided for going by 2 weeks.
no, we decided by 2 weeks, and then we're like, all right, if we then we record it this Saturday or whatever, then we're back on track. Yeah, see, there's a lot of other stuff about background noise and such as well, but like it's all roughly the same. Like it's not that important. Like for example, someone not so nuts at gaming says, I'm more just watch you guys for discussion, which by the way is excellent. Thank you. I don't mind the swearing sometimes, but not excessively. Also, he talks about joining the server, which is not my business, I guess, but more like Niels and enemies and such. Also, Charcoal says, Charcoal is sad that we didn't mention this video, but it's 3 months ago, and I'm not sure which one it was, considering he has, I can't see the exact timestamp on the comment, so I think it may be Paul in Minecraft. Anyway, I'm actually going to link to his Paul Minecraft video anyway, because then he can't, Charcoal is happy, yay, and also actually, I remember that I explained some of the geometry to him, which was funny. So yeah, trying to like shoot armor sense in different directions based on what the direction you're looking at, and like bouncing the back and that kind of stuff. Which of course, well, kind of requires trigonometry, and then you can like approximate the sine and cosine using the Taylor rule. I think you wanted to do it with like a 4th order Taylor. fourth degree Taylor approximation, which Spock, of course, knows what that is because you studied CS for a year.
What? I blanked out for a second. Sorry.
Taylor approximation.
Yes, I do.
Wait, what?
I do know what it is.
Okay,
I know
Blaine,
of it,
it's
but I
yours.
don't know what it is.
Should we get
What?
to the Minecraft part?
This is a mathematics. It is all the same. Enemy.
Computer
Taylor
equal
approximation,
math
it's-
and math equal this thing what that Wout is talking
Minecraft.
about.
Okay, Taylor series are a pretty easy way to approximate any function which is differentiable. I don't know, which you can differentiate using polynomials alone. So that way you only you can evaluate an approximation which is fairly accurate near the point where you're trying to approximate. Just by multiplying your input and adding and subtracting and dividing, that kind of stuff. So those are primitive, basic operations on the computer. So anyway, I'll link to this Build Minecraft video. It's not a mini game. It's not done or anything, but it's an update video where he talks a bit about some of the stuff he has worked on. So yeah, and now you can't complain, Charcoal. Ha. Someone asked about the bulk iron crafter in the background at around 12 minutes in, which is. And the nice part is this is my background footage. I think isn't this the first time you used our background footage? My background footage, Niels?
No. You used it in episode 5.
Yeah, you used it for
very bad
PvP.
Yeah, but
footage
I mean
that
the reflex background footage, not the
I'm
epic,
Sure if it's episode 5, but
not the epic MLG Pro PvP footage.
Well, your PvP is anything but epic MLG Pro.
I'm calling it Epic MLG Pro. Also, the server unfortunately shut down a couple of weeks
episode
ago.
7.
So I would like to pay my tribute to the Dark Age Zodonel, my second minigame server I played on, and I have a lot of fun memories on. And
Wait,
unfortunately,
reflex shut down?
no, not like that. That barely
Oh,
cost me
the
anything.
PvP.
No, the
server
Dark
you
Age
played on.
Zodonel. It's a small minigame server.
Gotcha.
The forums are still going to be online for almost a year actually, or unless they mess with the plan. But they've paid for 331 days. So yeah. Anyway, it's a bit nostalgic watching
Reflex
some of
didn't
the stuff.
explode.
No, Reflex didn't explode. Well, actually, I haven't checked on that for like a week, but I suppose that. So yeah, I'll link to the Dark Age L, also known as the Battle for Conway Beta forums, which surprisingly, some people actually know about. Like Jacob, like a person on Reflex, when he watched the episode 7 from the podcast, he was like, "Hey, I know that server." And I was like, "Wait, what? There's other people on the server?" Oh, well. Like apart from the people I know on that server. Oh, yeah. I had a couple of active bursts on there, but not for long. And now it's gone forever, probably. But oh well. Really nice stuff. Moving on, because this is Minecraft related, but not that much related podcast. So he asked, I would love to know some more about the bulk iron crafter that is used in the background video around 12 minutes. Bulk iron crafting is a current problem on my server. We don't have a solution as automated and robust as what I saw here. Obviously, water stream, clogged droppers, but how is it all tied together? How many droppers and parallel storage tests are we looking at here? It seems to be very well parallelized and I'd love to build something similar. Any chance of a few details? Problem is, I built this back in November. Like, I planned this out very well, and then I built it, but I haven't touched it much since then. I think I could technically go on the server right now to check, but I'm quite sure I'm using 64 dropper. You know what? I'm going to put something in the show notes here so I don't forget. Well, the idea was pretty much that I didn't want to break and open chests constantly. So what I ended up doing was, and I think I'm at the witch. Oh no, I spawned. Perfect. So I can check it in a couple of seconds. But yeah, I pretty much just didn't want to break any of that kind of stuff. So I was like, all right, let's put all of our stuff into droppers and then we dispense. But of course, if you use one dropper, then it's really, slow. So I didn't want to do that.
Half an hour.
Yeah, pretty much. So what I thought is we would use, I think 64 droppers. Like I can count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Quite sure it's 16. Dang it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Strange. Oh well, maybe it's 60. I don't know. I'm a bit surprised. But who knows. So yeah, it looks like it's 60 droppers in parallel. They're all... Pretty much I have a 2 white water stream. Oh yeah, it's 15... I know why it's 15 long, because pretty much that way you can have... I think... Yeah, I think it was some... Actually, no, I actually don't know why. I think it was because of the redstone wiring, probably. Yeah, I'll show a couple of screenshots down in the description. Yeah, it's just 15 long. You have in every layer you have 4 droppers which face into a water stream in the middle. The water stream goes to the middle, then it goes down a bit, and then goes out. Then of course you can just fill up all those droppers. Also have a each dropper has 1 chest on them, so as a result you have a bunch of double chests, and then on top of that you have each double chest you have another hopper, and so on and so forth. So pretty much everything's wired up so that every dropper is like holds both the content of the dropper, the content of another hopper, the content of a small chest, and then there's a bunch of other hoppers as well. As a result, it it takes like a week or something to fill up at our normal rates, which is good. And yeah, like pretty much when I stand on the pressure plate, it closes up the hatch, which is used to throw the iron away. And then it starts dispensing stuff so that it goes into the water stream to the place I'm standing. From the place I'm standing, I can reach the crafting table, which then I use to craft. I can also reach chest, in which I can put the iron blocks. I need to.
But you didn't want to open the chest.
Well, yeah, no, I didn't want to break and replace chests.
Oh.
So I put the iron blocks in those chests, and then those chests are also extracted and moved to the main storage of the iron blocks. And there are 6 of those there in case I'm a super fast crafter, but in fact I rarely use over 3 of them. So yeah, pretty much as long as I stand on the pressure plate, the iron stays like on top of the hatch. And as soon as I leave the pressure plate and the hatch opens again, the iron drops down. Oh yeah, by the way, I also have like glass panes above the hatch, so the iron can you can grab the iron through the glass panes, but you can't fall down. And iron can also fall down because it's an item, it's small, and so on and so forth. So yeah, I'll just put a bunch of screenshots, and then when it falls down, it goes back up through an item elevator, goes up and back into the storage system. That being said, it only goes into a couple of like 1 or 2 hoppers, so yeah, like it only works. Yeah, well, it only works like to clean up some remainders. Like if you have over 10 stacks or something, it's just gonna a lot of it's gonna be wasted. So that's why I don't like leaving the pressure plate while I'm crafting. So I try to like stand on the tip so I don't when I put my iron blocks away, I try to stand on the tip so that I don't get any more iron in my inventory, so I can like reorganize it and stuff. But I try not to leave it. So otherwise I will lose some iron. But yeah, that's pretty much how the system works. Now I'll put some screenshots in the description to illustrate that. But I don't think it's anything like advanced or something. It's just some basic question. Oh yeah, also I should probably explain what clock it's on. I think it's like a 1 hertz clock or something, or maybe a bit faster. I can check. Yeah, probably the fastest. Actually, I'm not sure. I wouldn't see a reason why it wouldn't be the fastest that I could do. It's on a 0.4 second clock, so that's 2.5 hertz. As for the reason why it's not a 0.2 second clock, I do not have a clue. Maybe that's just how droppers work. Maybe they don't like getting such fast pulses. Oh well, anyway, I'll leave my explanation at that. So yeah, then you guys aren't incredibly bored with me talking about reflex, because apparently people care about reflex. Amazing. Thank you. And I swear that was not an alt of mine.
I guess the biggest thing that's happened since last time is that I joined SciCraft.
Hey.
He has
Right,
betrayed us
guys.
all.
Yeah. Well,
Hashtag enemy the traitor.
Well, he's a German. What else did he expect?
okay.
Enemy always loves the war jokes. So yeah, you asked for it.
The Wout jokes are the best jokes.
Other war jokes, even jokes.
Oh well. I'm Belgian, I
it's
get
a
to complain,
joke.
okay?
SciCraft update to 1.9, we did a bunch of stuff there. Didn't play as much on Conspiracy because of that.
But what
Didn't
about
play
like
as
when
much
something
of
has happened?
Conspiracy, you mean didn't play at all?
He did
But
play
you
a
guys
little
didn't
bit.
play either, so.
What enemy? Like what
Yeah, we
about
do
like for example
play.
the reason that like you couldn't make to the podcast sometimes? Like some stuff in your work had changed, or I mean I don't fully know the detail. Like you don't have to explain the details if you don't want to people. But...
Yeah, like in the beginning of the year, I worked quite a bit of Saturdays and so on. Just like the week, last week, there was a big flooding in Germany, and
Also another person.
The Netherlands as well.
And
yeah,
France.
Not as
and
yeah.
they basically worked the whole week. So last weekend I didn't have a weekend at all, for example, stuff like that. But yeah, overall just busy with work and so on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's everything that happened in 3 months.
Well, the important
I mean, you don't need
things,
to
I
explain
guess.
everything, but
I guess once you start talking, I will remember stuff and will interrupt you abruptly. And
I'm
talk
not
about
sure how
more
much
stuff.
I will be
cannot
talking about.
Make a daily diary in like a couple of minutes.
So yeah, I guess if that's it, then we will move on to Niels. So what has been going on over there?
I finished exams.
Yay! Or as
Yay,
they call it
so
in the Netherlands, test week, right?
No.
Wait, what? I thought I knew Dutch culture. Damn it!
Eindexamens.
You always call them tentamens.
No. Not here.
I thought I knew you Dutch guys. Like, I read a couple of your books.
Oh, like a test week in the last couple of years. That's like making school exams, and then at the end there's central exams, and that's the same exam in the entire country.
Okay. Actually, like, they also have like SATs in the US and such, which makes me think like I do not think we actually have SATs, or like not for everyone at least.
What
Like
are
there are some
SATs?
standardized testing, and I don't know. Spock,
Yep.
explain.
Basically, there's standardized testing that quote unquote ranks you into which colleges you can get into, and they're being kind of phased out now. They're still
Yeah.
happening, but colleges don't look at them as much.
We had them, but those things are more like at end of primary school.
Really?
Like I don't know the exact English equivalent, but like around 12 years old, you have like a CITO-toets, and that's what say. And if you go to middelbare school, like what
High school.
difficulty?
Well, no, like
Oh,
Go-
so like
Do-
the German education system.
middle and high school, I guess.
Yeah, we have those kind of, but you can take them as many times as you want if you pay €100.
I don't
Damn
think
it,
we have those at
failed.
all either.
That's
We're weird.
Try another time.
Oh, well.
What? I have to make it right one time.
The only
Yeah,
kind of
like-
general like statewide test I can think of right now are like the entrance exams to, for example, medicine. Like medicine and like whatever you call dental medicine. Those are the only
Odontology.
That would be called orthodontistry, I think,
really because like over here,
Orthodontistry?
yeah,
over here that would be like just
Odontology.
or ophthalmology.
I know over
I
here
don't
like an orthodontist or whatever you call it in English. That's a person who like it's not the same as dentist. It's a person who like specifically looks at like the shape of your teeth and such. It's like a bit more concerned about not like hygiene and
Yeah,
such,
like
but
the
more
shape.
about like just how it looks like pretty much. So that's like what orthodoncy. I don't know. Maybe it's just a different thing in English. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, those are the only two. Those are two courses. Like if you want to go and like follow those at any of the universities, you need to pass a certain entrance exam. So yeah, I remember my parents needed to pass entrance exams for civil engineering, but that was a long time ago.
Other than that, I did some bedrock breaking and like farm designing a bit, but
I didn't do anything of interest. I tried to break some bedrock. I've been playing a lot
failed?
of Civilization 5.
Yeah.
What?
scoreboard say otherwise.
I
Scoreboard
did
says
a
no.
bit. Like I tried.
Yes, it's really trying.
Anyhow,
He tried to keep his attention on it, but failed, is what he's trying to say.
yes.
I did a lot of stuff on Cube Crowd. I derped around in single player, testing some things. I made a one-wide villager hall design, except after I published it, I realized that the bug wasn't still wasn't fixed with the minecarts, so it's pretty much pointless at this point. But does
But we will
was
link
that
it
bug-
anyway, just to make fun of Spock.
Wow, okay. But was the bug fixed in 1.10?
Which one?
The
I
villagers and
think
minecart
mom's
one.
controlling minecarts.
I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
I hope it was.
We are not aware of any of this stuff anymore. We suck. well.
Yep.
Part of the reason why we aren't doing podcasts anymore.
Because
Oh,
we'd
well.
just basically be flopping around pretending like we know stuff.
Oh, talking about anime, that's always fun.
Oh.
Yeah, you missed out on some stuff, but maybe you didn't really, I guess. Yes, Spock. How has your
Yeah?
channel been going? Hasn't there been a video you told us you were going to make
Okay,
months
it's
ago?
coming soon.
I'll just nag you about it. That's all. That's totally not threatening. Yeah, right, Spock.
Yeah, okay, well, you know what? What have you done, huh? What have you done?
What I have done. Dang it, it's my turn. I made a couple of videos actually. Well, I think I made a couple of videos. So I'll talk about those first, I guess. Before I get into other stuff. Not like like extensively, but just generally speaking. So I worked on Mazuma's challenge, which is pretty much a 3x3 seamless staircase door. I'll link to that in the description. Again, I don't want to like waste all of you guys' time. If you were interested, just check that out. Then also worked a bit on Dungeon Tech. Actually, as an April Fool's joke, I showed a 9-tuple skeleton spawner teaser with Omegang's in contrast to Omegang's 8-tuple spawner. Sorry for the waiting, by the way. I'm trying to type all this stuff so I don't forget.
Now, was it a
Isn't
panda
it like
April Fool?
octuple?
Oh, yeah,
Was it a
October,
panda
indeed.
style April Fool where you release the tutorial later, or is it an
No, I
actual
released
April
it
Fool's?
like day afterwards or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, probably. Yep, the day afterwards, and it turned out to be a 60 double spotter because apparently people thought I couldn't zoom into stuff or something. Oh well. So yeah, I'll link to all of that in case you're interested. So that's some Dungeon Tech stuff. I've worked a bit on it since then, but not a lot, like barely anything really. But I know a bit of C++ now, so that's nice.
Or was it
Yay.
like a Wout April Fool's joke where he like a month later he releases something
That's
that's
actually a
what
Panda's April
it's
Fool joke. I can't take credit for that.
Yeah, that's a panda April Fool.
Yeah, like
Ah,
I actually planned to release on the exact date, like when Panda did the year before, I think, or 2 years before. No, I think 1 year before, yeah. But then I end up getting it messing it up because I didn't procrastinate some other stuff.
GG.
So yeah. But yeah, it still got released. And while we're bragging about videos, Ifs 1 released last year. Yay. I just link it for fun and giggles. So yeah, that's what's been going on my channel. That being said, this semester in general, I just haven't been that much into Minecraft. It's also, as I already said earlier, I think there's been a lot of often there's just stuff in my subscriptions from like Marin and such, where I'm like, okay, this is totally something that I would be interested in earlier, but that now I just don't really care that much about it anymore. Like Panda made something about update suppression, block duplication, how they made a how they made their bomb earlier this week. I'll link to both of those videos, I guess. Panda.
Wow, a question.
Yes?
Did you finally give up on Dungeon Tech on which one was it? Santec?
Santec? Oh yeah, right. I should probably mention that. Well, I don't have to, but yeah. So I
Yeah, well, my
haven't.
next episode was depending on it.
Well, you were going to 1.9 in the world anyway.
Yeah,
I,
true.
like if you're going to 1.9, I mean Panda and their friends have the answer. I'll link to what I'm talking about, I guess. There wasn't Panda alone. Like some other people came in and helped. Yeah, like you have Panda, Spire, and their friends, and some of the viewers
Right.
actually made a very nice 1.9 design. It turns out, but we'll link to that.
Oh, wasn't it Tuno and Casper who made that 1.9 design?
I don't know. Well, I'll have to see. To be honest, like
The
I
one with
don't. I
only
didn't know them.
the end portal in the end, not the one in the overworld.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't like. It was just a very nice one because you didn't have to load any chunks. It was just a very simple one.
Yep.
Yeah, I
that
suppose
was,
we didn't use the overworld end portal.
Yep, that was
Uh,
Tuno and Casper. I think I know their channels, and maybe we can link them in the description if everyone's cool with that.
Okay.
Sure.
Then Gen creators channels. We'll ask about it later.
I
I yes?
remember Regu and a couple others, including myself, were on a stream on like 2 days before they released it, and we are trying to get it to work. The whole infinitely fast Senchen thing.
Hmm?
And the day after the stream, we were like literally 1 block away from from having what Panda showed. Like,
Okay, that sounds like
found
fun.
the whole horizontal sand tubing and all of that just 1 block away, literally. So disappointing.
It,
Well,
Yes, and then you
all
know what 1.8
Germans-
feels like if you do
all
that like 100
Germans
times.
think the same then. Has to be.
Possibly.
That's the only possible explanation.
But on the other hand, I kind of feel like in 1.9 and upwards, Sandtech has kind of been like before it was this big challenge and so on. Now it's like, oh yeah, here Sandtech. Nobody cares
It's as
anymore.
easy
It's
as it
just
used
like
to be,
this
pretty
easy thing.
much.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I would say it's a bit harder, but not like actual hard.
Well, how is it a bit harder when before?
Like back
the
then, you could
fastest
build
one was
just a machine any
20K, and
location.
now
Now
it's
you still.
infinite.
Well, it's infinite depending on like. Well, I guess you need to like warm it up. Well, isn't it how it works? Like you need to have lots of entities in one location.
Yeah,
But-
it's infinite
yeah.
in the
So like there's no
thing where
limits, but
it's-
like there used to be no limits in the sense of like you could always make your generator bigger, I guess, earlier. Now you don't have that anymore, but like you need to let it running for a while. So I would say that kind of cancels out, and sure that you can both. There were no limitations in either case. Now there were drawbacks in different ways. But the thing is that the way it previously worked is you could build in any location. So I would say that's maybe better. Like you could build at spawn, just keep it running in the spawn chunks, and yeah, I would say that was easier, but well. But yeah, anyway, about 1.8, like Sanjan, plan. I would like to just finish it up and like make the 1.8 sand generator I also wanted to make, which would be like practical in survival. So like we can load it with one player alone. and it works at what seems to be the maximum speed on 1.8. I'm not sure, like I don't understand too much about what the hell they're doing on 1.9, but either way, it's stuff that, as far as I know, doesn't work on 1.8, mostly because of the fact that the end platform reloads differently, of course. But yeah, I don't know, maybe I'm just completely mistaken, and it's a really stupid idea, and it turns out that you can also make it infinitely fast in 1.8, but for now, it looks like that's not the case, and then that means there's still a challenge for me, in the sense that, well, I could do that. But yeah, that's about it. Like, once I'm done with like 1.8, a little bit, because I mean, if you're gonna play on 1.9, then just go with Panda stuff. It makes more sense. And like Panda and Casper and so on. Yeah, that's Santec. Apart from that, I would also quickly like to mention that the reason, like one of the reasons why I haven't recorded, well, I just haven't been much on my channel. Also, while feeling a bit demotivated for the podcast, was, well, just mainly because of like college and stuff. I've been spending a lot more time on school this semester, and as a result, I'm not doing too much projects. Like, I did some stuff during the Easter holidays, like Santec and such, but apart from that, I didn't do too many projects this semester. I don't really know how I feel about that, but yeah, this I mean the explanation. So I thought I would also like to mention that since it's related to the podcast.
Future.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like, since we don't have news but still want to talk about stuff, this is the segment for that. One thing I wanted to say with the Sentient things real quick, even though like 1.9 Sentient isn't that interesting anymore, 1.9 Obsidian generators have become a bit more interesting now.
Oh,
As
I've
in
been
they're
actually
extremely
working on
slow.
a design.
Because, well, you can't make them as fast as before, and you can't make them directly as you had them before. So actually, a nice challenge to look into different designs for obsidian farms again. Mango
But
already
it's so slow,
released one
right?
with nether portals. There's a way to make that faster with nether portals. I haven't built up design, but I know it should work. There's I've heard of others who tried to do end platform again, which might work.
I
I'm
have a
not
design.
sure how fast that will be. Well, if you have one, how fast? If you want to share, maybe.
Not very.
Okay.
But it actually uses a player, and you have to have two players for this to work. One to load the end, and one to move back and forth between dimensions. And you just have a
you
player.
can just translocate a player.
Yeah, you just
like, you
translocate
can
a
move it.
player really fast, and
Yeah, well,
the
it's
player's
like
just the player
translocators.
he's using an escape macro.
Yeah, okay.
No.
I've seen one with macro already, but I don't really want to
Yeah.
count that because it's
It's really cheaty.
funky, and yeah. I think mangoes was two per go, which takes like 20 seconds or something. So yeah, it's definitely slower than, I think.
Very slow.
What was 1.8 the fastest? Like
like
It was
7,000
9
an
per
hour.
second.
9%. I know. It seems obsidian farms keep getting slower. I remember there was a design for 50 a second in 1.7.
Oh yeah, with 4 withers on the end platform.
Yeah, I think there was 8 even.
8 withers?
Yeah, because it's so you alternate the withers, so you get 25 each platform, and have to wait a second per wither. What? 21 game ticks or so, 2 or
Oh
something
yeah,
like
I
that.
see what you mean. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
obsidian farms keep getting slower, basically.
But on the other hand, I think 1.9 now, with a bit more time playing and playing around with it, without
horrible.
translocators, it would be a whole update. Like,
Yeah.
for every new design in 1.9, the answer is translocators. If it had anything to do with mobs or anything, always translocators.
Translocate.
Mob farms, player transportation.
Always translocate.
Yeah, translocation is like one of the best features so far, and
Translocate all the things.
You
But
mean it's all one
according
of
to
those OP
Mojang,
features?
it's probably a bug and not even a feature. So
No
it's so much
way!
fun.
nice. It would
Well,
be Mojang's definition of feature. It would be really bad, but like the real features,
Well, for all we
well,
know,
yeah.
we'll start playing in.
unintentional features.
Well, I mean, for all we know, we'll start playing in Windows 10 edition in a couple of years as a standard update, and then
Please not.
pistons don't have quasi connectivity anymore, and neither do droppers. I think.
Oh
Also,
god.
dispensers and droppers. Yeah, so
Well-
we should probably link to that. The Windows 10. They made an update to the Windows 10 and console editions, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, pretty much they added, I think, like pretty much all of Redstone as it's right now. Also, they added a new observer block, which is pretty much about block to add block updates.
They
But
also
actually the
removed
game-
quasi connectivity.
Yeah, so that's the reason why they added that as a like compensation. But no,
I think,
Pistons
like,
and such.
Quasi
maybe-
connectivity and budding is not the same thing.
Yeah, it's not the same thing.
like
You can make
it's
both
like,
without
okay,
quasi
let-
connectivity and not every
let's
quasi
add
connectivity.
minecarts and take away boats. That's like comparable thing. Like
They're
it's not-
related. See, they're both real time expectation.
Yeah,
Wait,
but
did they
it's
take-
not the same thing.
Oh,
They
you're
can
just
both
using an
travel on
analogy.
land, so
Yeah,
what's
it's
the
an analogy,
difference?
fuck.
I thought you were being serious for a second. I was like, what? What? No, Mojang would not do that.
No, also one interesting thing they added is moving chests and so on.
Oh
And I think if we add that in PC, that might be very interesting because in 1.9 you can
That
do
sounds
these.
like simplifying island transport.
Not only that, but in 1.9 you can do these TNT quarries, which no one likes because they're cheaty and so on. If you had moving
Well, you can use
droppers
tunnel bores.
or dispensers, you could just like make a not cheaty TNT quarry by pushing dispensers around.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, I guess.
I guess if you're gonna have that in like, I don't know, 1.11 or 12 or something.
But I mean, that's really annoying because a lot of people had contraptions beforehand that used furnaces and stuff to stop moving piston.
Yeah, like
Well,
I
I
think
think
the
you could
only
still
the
use
only block
obsidian.
that, like, I think
Well-
it's obsidian basically to stop moving.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess
Like they
if-
could keep like jukeboxes cannot be moved.
I'm not sure
No, I
how,
want
how
moving
all the
jukeboxes.
pocket mechanics are. So
Moving
If I make like
jukeboxes.
a flying airship, I want music in there, so jukeboxes need to be moved.
yeah, I'm still waiting for flower pots to be moved.
I'm just
Madness
imagining.
without.
I'm just imagining C418's cat playing as you're like bombing an area with a flying machine.
Yeah, that sounds a bit.
I want to talk about 1.10 a little bit because to me it was quite surprising that we actually got a full update so fast.
Weren't there only
with-
like 3 snapshots?
Yeah. With
Yeah, I
full-
think two perhaps. They
two
also did like one
snapshots and two
pre-release.
pre-release. Yeah, but full update is
And there was, I actually think I
Oh.
read, I think there was 17 days or something between first snapshot and like the first full release.
To be honest, I don't really like the fact that they just made it such a short period of time. Because
Yeah,
I'm,
like what?
I'm
sorry,
still
continue.
on 1.8 in my single player.
Oh, me
world.
too for the most part. Like since I
Um,
don't do technical Minecraft anymore, really, I don't really care. I just play my Hypixel and such, and that doesn't really matter. But yeah.
I think it's a quite interesting trend, and well, for modding community and so on, it might be very bad. But I think for
The thing
The
with modding
technical-
community is that there hasn't been like a lot of changes between 1.9 and 1.10. So
Yeah,
it's
like,
not that
especially in
much
terms of
work at
features.
supporting the mods.
yeah, I think
Like,
for
there shouldn't be too much
technical
changes.
as well that's a good thing. Since they like if you look at 1.9, it took forever for them to do the first snapshot, and after the first snapshot, everything they added was like kind of meh, right?
Yeah.
So now you get, oh hey, here's a new thing. Oh hey, it's there, and because it's such a short period, it's not a lot of stuff that change, and you don't have to change. Not a lot of stuff breaks with the update because it didn't change that much, right? So
Yeah.
it
Well, they
doesn't
actually,
take
I
that
think
much
throughout the
preparation to
update they
update.
changed something fairly important about teleport command, but I think they changed it back. It was kind of
They changed
confusing.
it back though, yeah. But it's
Yeah, it
for
was-
survival. It doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah,
Enemy,
but
you're
of course
seeing
it's
it
all what
as-
the game is about to some person here.
You're seeing this as like 1.9 same update stuff, but then just the first couple of snapshots there was actually okay stuff, and then it was really bad stuff. So this is just the same as that, but you're just cutting out all of the bad stuff and just do the first couple of snapshots where there's actually some good stuff in it, and then the release finally.
I'll give them this though. They seem to care a lot about feedback right now. Maybe that's just me. No,
Didn't
Yeah, I
notice
guess they
that.
have been.
I don't know. Maybe I'll
Like
just
people
assume
haven't been
something.
complaining as much. I've seen.
Well, no, I mean
with
like for
games.
like I think
Well, it's
Didn't they
actually a
also
smallish
add it?
update, so
Like
that's kind of expected.
about the update itself, about what is added and so on. And there's some stuff I think that, as always, had a lot of potential, but then they fell short. for example, I think the polar bear just giving you fish drops is a bit
Oh, yeah.
disappointing. Like I would
They
have
could have
hoped
had-
for.
But can we farm it?
Well, it's a peaceful mob, so yeah, kinda.
Yay.
I would have hoped for something like fur maybe, and add a whole new freezing
Oh, yeah.
mechanic maybe. So you have to wear a certain amount of warm clothing so you don't freeze maybe.
Yep.
Something along that direction.
And quick question: how long has it been since they said that they would finish up villagers? Cough, cough.
Forever.
Actually, about the
in a
water
day.
clothing enemy, that reminds me a lot of hunger. And like, what technical player likes bringing along food everywhere?
Well,
Well, what
I-
player likes bringing along food everywhere?
well,
Not many.
I think in 1.9 they made this change that saturation will heal you faster, right?
Yeah.
And to actual gameplay, that makes a huge difference. It wasn't that big of a feature that was discussed and so on, but to actual gameplay, it makes a huge difference because if you have full hunger and you have decent armor, you can survive fire quite easily. Like in 1.9, you're generally more squishy because armor doesn't do that much protection anymore and so on.
Yeah.
And if you're wearing elytra, you have less armor in general overall. So I think food makes a lot more difference now, and
I still don't like food in
ca-
general in
like, if
Minecraft.
you
I
ha-
think you
if you-
have to eat like every 3 seconds, and I
if-
don't like it.
I think
But
if you
yeah.
had the old mechanic where you use food to replenish hearts and you have no health regen otherwise, I think that would be quite annoying with how people used to playing now. Like back then, it was a scary game. You wouldn't do a 4-block jump or something because you would have half heart missing.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
of course, it was back in the day when armor value was connected to durability of armor and so on, and it was a quite different game back then. But I think having
It
the
was a
mechanic
scary
now
game.
is better than when back then. Well,
Actually,
for
okay,
yeah.
continue. Sorry.
Well,
Well, you
like,
can finish
back
your
then,
story
back then, the game was quite hard for if you played something like super hostile and so on, right? Because you didn't have the health regen. On the other hand, the AI was pretty bad back then, and if you had like a 3D pole and you just jumped over it, everything behind you would run into it. And now, I always wanted a better skeleton AI and so on. And 1.9 they achieved that to the point where it's like if you play on hard, they're quite annoying even.
It's genuinely difficult starting out.
Yeah, they will hit you better than I hit them, right? So sometimes they have like this 5-pixel thing where they look above the block and I won't hit them, but they will shoot me every time.
Oh yeah.
And it was fun. I got blown up by a zombie in 1.9, so
Wait, what?
there's definitely a bit more
There's
more things
kamikaze
to
zombies
1.9.
now.
No, I got hit by it and then I ended up hurled into an explosion and then said I blown up by a zombie. But
Nice.
whatever.
Okay.
I die more in 1.9, it seems.
The enemy is a
So-
masochist apparently, so yeah, that's a great feature.
I think it's a good change that the hard
No, I'm just kidding,
difficulty
like-
is actually connected to hard gameplay wise now a bit more. So
I guess I haven't played
going
it much,
back
so,
to
but I can
1.10
definitely
and
guess.
the whole polar bear stuff.
No, wait, I still have to discuss something, which is that you said that's a scary. It used to be scary and stuff, but actually I started playing in 1.8, like after all the old schools get stopped and such. With beta 1.8 that is. And actually I was still scared shitless of like Enderman and zombies and everything and that.
I
yeah.
always played peaceful, so I wasn't.
Yeah, like
scared.
yeah, I did that. For the first while, then like I once took on myself the brave adventure of starting a normal world, and I like pretty much just dug a hole and made sure there were like 3 block thick dirt walls on all sides, so that Enderman wouldn't dig through and such. I was like super scared. I didn't like the fact that Enderman could like that they back in the day they were not very limited. They were kind of powerful and like the block removal feature.
They used to be able to take any block with
Yeah,
a move.
pretty much. So I was like really scared that I need to, my house was just dug into a hill, and I made sure there was like a 3-block wall on each side, and I made sure to check it like every couple of days to make sure that Endermen weren't eating away at it and such.
Oh yeah.
It was just I was so insanely scared. Oh well, and but yeah, that's like after the times that like people were complaining. Oh, I remember the days when I know bread wasn't stackable and such. Like I remember those people hanging out on a certain forum. It was a RuneScape forum, but there was also a Minecraft topic and I read it. And then all those old school people were talking in there, such. But yeah, it used to. It was also scary to some other people. Enemy. I'm sorry.
TLDR, Wout is old.
Um,
I'm not old.
I think with polar bears, I think it would have been cool if they had some own drop, some special thing for them instead of just
Yeah, like,
regular
but
fish.
Why would
But
you?
they don't want. They want to preserve all of the polar bears. They don't want you to kill them. So that's why they're giving it a stupid drop that nobody cares about because you can get it easily by fishing or by killing guardians. So
Oh yeah,
people won't kill the polar bear, and then the World Wildlife Foundation will be happy.
I think we will still farm those, but whatever. Something else, like now that I played 1.9 a bit, I realized when we updated on SciCraft to 1.9, and it took us like half an hour to an hour, maybe an hour and a half. Most of it was like making a flying machine, going there and falling through the flying machine, then making an ice path to find new terrain. But like actually getting all the new stuff, like looting one of these dungeons, getting a dragon head, getting elytra and so on. It was like, I don't know, maybe an hour, maybe 1.5, 2 at most of gameplay, and it's like, oh yeah, that's 1.9 for you. So, I think in general, like the whole end update thing, they could have added at least like another biome or something, like an ore that you can find, something interesting to do. You find these new islands, you pop 2 of these chorus flowers, you go away again because there's nothing interesting there. Like, oh look,
Find an
over there's a
elytra,
fortress.
you
The rest of it
duplicate
is yeah, like one of
Like,
the,
I mean,
one of
didn't we
the,
spend like
the end
most
cities.
of the podcast always like complaining about how little there was in 1.9? Like, this is news.
Yeah, no,
This
but
is future.
like when I
Yes,
actually
definitely.
played,
This
I
is
know,
totally not
like,
news. And then anyway,
I'm talking about this now because in 1.10, in the first snapshot they added Enderman to the Nether. I was like, ooh, maybe 1.9 they did the end. Maybe they're gonna redo Nether and do some more stuff there.
Oh yeah, and they just
Well,
added
Like,
like
and
one
now
block
there
to
is
the nether.
Enderman in the Nether.
now there's Enderman, and that's almost it. And I have had some stuff I would have liked to see, but
And now we just have
yeah,
an
now
annoying now we just have another annoyance added to Wither Skeleton farms.
yeah, like Enderman will be a problem for farming in the Nether. On the other hand, Nether Enderman farm, hey.
Looks like I gotta get started on that now.
They also added these Nether wart blocks for no apparent reason, as stated by Mojang. So that's I don't know.
Yeah, I was talking with Phil the other day.
And
About bone blocks.
oh yeah, that's also a new block, right?
Those are actually perfect for iron farms because they are transparent and have a solid surface,
Oh, they also just
just like a hopper.
They're
Oh, nice.
So that's
transparent?
good.
they're a bit
Yes,
like
they
the
are
magma block
transparent.
as well. Okay, I totally overlooked
I
that.
did not know that.
They also had the
interesting.
magma block, which has also those properties.
like
no, it's
movable
not
cactus, pretty much, right?
But it doesn't like destroy drops. Like
Oh,
if you put
okay.
it on a spawning floor, it kills the mouse but doesn't destroy the drops. Right?
Yeah, then you
can just have a-
using that
Then you could just have a hopper minecart going beneath it.
Yeah, I guess.
or something like that. Or for example, instead of having iron golems at the bottom of an automatic farm, you could just build the floor out of magma blocks. So any mouse.
Would it be fast
isn't
enough to
built
kill
by
witches,
default.
actually?
Yes, Ray actually made a farm, basically.
Okay,
Isn't it
then
kinda
that makes
slow,
witch
though?
farming a lot easier all of a sudden, I would say.
Isn't it kind of slow though?
Yeah,
Well, it doesn't matter that
slow-ish,
much.
but it's easy.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
I did some...
Almost 6,000 nether per hour.
I
what?
don't think with magma blocks will be faster farms that we already have.
Well, no, not faster, but easier in the sense that I looked all into witch farming when I wanted to build one on Reflex, and the thing is, like, if you build like an optimal witch farm, like you're using the stuff, well, I would say Charlier's switching floor, but actually that one has some hopper duplication problems. Thanks for not putting that in like an annotation. I built that freaking thing. Thanks. I need to like replace it by the new Cyclops one, I guess. Like if you use one like that, perfect perimeter and such, you never really get even close to the mob cap. I think you like at most have like 10 witches alive at once or something. Whereas I think you can have like about 70 to 80 as if you're alone.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you look at it that way, you don't, in order to make an optimal farm, like you can, witches can be killed a lot more slowly as long as they are moved out of the drop pads and they're not interfering with the other mobs, right? So I looked a lot.
One thing to note on that, in 1.9 they actually screwed up the entity collisions. Therefore, don't need to move them out as quickly as possible. Therefore,
They just
all
spawn
the-
inside of each other.
yeah, they spawn inside of each other exactly. And therefore, the whole thing that we in 1.8 for new shifting floor and toggle state a little bit better and 2% faster, doesn't matter at all anymore.
I guess you
And,
just like clear the
that's
floor
why-
every once in a while, so to
That's
make
why
sure they don't
Knempon's
despawn.
design, yeah, with the skeletons shooting the witches off is so efficient because you have 100% spawnable space all the time. So
Yeah,
Okay.
by definition,
never
100%
shifting.
efficient. Yeah.
Well, I guess my rant would have
Like-
made some sense at least if it wasn't for that.
Hmm.
Well, yeah. So what I
yeah.
was trying to say is just that, like, I looked at a lot of different ways where I would where I would basically keep the witches as high as possible so that you could like have a AFK spot which is really high without spawning the witches, that kind of stuff, but still have a pretty small perimeter. And I looked at a lot of different ways to like get them up using water elevators, using slime elevators,
And circulators.
minecart. I was doing this in 1.8, minecarts, that kind of stuff, and yeah, like
Half translocators.
okay, well,
Piston balls.
no, it's 1.8, damn it. Anyway, so yeah, and in the end, I just end up doing it normally because it turns out that only flex I didn't need to do a lot for at least like intermediate perimeter at a decent height. But yeah, so I was thinking about that, and like if you can just use magma for that, then you just like drop them down onto a magma floor pretty much, and if it kills them quick enough, then that's probably
Actually,
gonna be.
like what Ray did is just build the spawning floors out of magma blocks and
Doesn't work.
just use water to flush the drops.
Magma isn't spawnable anymore in the release
okay.
version, which I think is a good thing.
Oh, then you can just drop them with water. That also works.
Uh,
Like you drop all the witches, then you kill them with a magma floor. Tends to be.
Well, the thing is, with the magma floor, you're not better off than using a falling thing. Only that you can AFK higher, and I don't think. Well, if you're really that keen on not making a perimeter or putting as little effort into it as possible, maybe then that's something for you. But if you have a quad witchat thing, then I don't think that's an
Yeah, I mean, of course, what I
advantage.
said was just for like
Yeah, I
single
won't
switch shots.
build a farm or like use of magma blocks, but for example, in conspiracy titles string farms, sometimes the spiders end up alive. That's like annoying. So I can just replace the whole glass with magma blocks, and never any more spiders being alive because
Yeah.
it kills this stuff.
I was thinking about killing tiny slimes in a slime farm with it, maybe.
Oh yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good idea.
that could maybe work.
Because they would die instantly if they touch it. So yeah, there's a bunch of possibilities. Also, what I like is there's another use for magma cream. Yay! What
Which
I
is just magma cream blocks or what?
Yeah,
yeah, it's for
it's
magma
for
cream
magma
too.
cream,
What I think they could have
and they also appear
changed,
naturally in the nether.
or wouldn't have minded if they changed, is you can farming magma cream, magma slimes. No one wants to, right? Usually they're just annoying for gold farms or gas
Yeah.
farms or wither scanner farms or whatever you're gonna have.
Hmm?
I think
And
it would be
magma cubes.
cool if they had nether slime chunks from magma slimes,
Oh
and
yeah.
you couldn't craft the magma cream anymore, because if you want to do magma blocks, you're gonna build a slime farm and a blaze farm, nothing else. And I think not
Yeah, you
having
either
the nether
mine them,
the
either
lava
mine them
slimes
like
is another mod
naturally,
that you won't use. Like,
either mine them on the nether naturally because they appear naturally, or you build a slime farm and a blaze farm. That's all you need. Don't
Yeah,
need a
but-
magma cube farm.
I think a magma cube farm and nether slime chunks would be a bit cooler than just like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
do slime
Remove the
like
crafting recipe.
make new farms for that. Maybe have like some different spawning for nether slime chunks than for overall slime chunks or something. In
If
general,
just
like
remove the crafting recipe, wouldn't people just stockpile it before updating and then just never worry about it?
yeah, probably, but
But for new players, they'd
new
have to
players,
actually
yeah.
be concerned about those issues.
I think having opportunities to make newer and different farms, like if you had like 10 updates in a row, and for every update you could just use your old farm design and just plop it in and it still works and it's still fastest, why would you ever make a new farm and it would be terribly boring, right? If
Yeah.
nothing ever breaks. I mean, sure, if you have possibilities to make it even faster, then there's my point to make a new farm, but I think they should try to add more mechanics that we don't have at the moment, which I think the chorus fruit was a cool one because it's challenging to farm, and it's not just the easy way out, like, oh yeah, we just make another cactus thing or whatever, right? So I think having new I'm missing the word now.
Having new methods to work
Yeah,
with farms.
like if you, I don't think having another crafting recipe for stuff is gonna cut it in the future, right? I really like what they did for tipped arrows. It was something new, something different. You can make a farm around it, but if you just have a crafting recipe, you're either gonna stand there forever and craft, or people gonna nowadays people gonna come and make the macros for it. And I don't think that's terribly interesting, right? So some new methods and yeah. Also, like the other day, I talked with Mango about slime chunks, and he doesn't like slime chunks, and he told me why, and I think it's a good reason. From a gameplay perspective, if you're a new player and you don't know how slime chunks work, it's a terrible mechanic. It's quite true because you don't know where they are. You either have to dig everything away to find out where they are, or use an external tool to find them. It's like a bit, yeah, like weird gameplay. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Going.
I remember actually making my first slime farm, and then I ended up making it like 2 chunks over. Not 1 chunk, like 2.
Yeah, so it can be quite annoying, even if especially if you don't have your seed, for example, if you play on a public server or server where you don't have access to it. But yeah, anyway, going away from slime chunks and talking about 110 features. There's another couple new things. The Rave, or no, it's not called Rave. It's called something different.
Raven?
What's it called?
I don't know what
The
you're talking
Stray,
about.
the Stray, and what's the other one?
There's a stray and wraith, I think.
And no, the Stray and the
Rural or
Husk.
something?
The Stray and the
Husk.
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 That's what it was.
Oh yeah, like
Zombies.
zombies and skeletons, basically.
Yeah, they're zombie and skeleton variations. I quite like the addition. That you have variations of those mobs.
Yep.
Just if you don't know, we'll just explain it real quick. The Stray is basically a different version of a skeleton that shoots slowness arrows and drops slowness arrows. So there's some point to farming it, even though it's not that useful. And I think it only spawns in cold biomes. It looks a bit different, like it has some cloth on, a skeleton with some cloth or like old rundown clothes, armor, something like that.
Yep. It looks like some sort of dead nomad.
Yeah, and the zombie, the Husk, only spawns in hot biomes or deserts or those kind of things.
Doesn't
also,
like burn on day.
Doesn't burn in day exactly, and also drops flesh, but he gives you hunger when he attacks you. So I quite like that they added some new mechanics to it and not just a clone of the zombie with different texture or
Oh,
a clone
yeah.
of a skeleton.
They would never do that with something like silverfish, right?
No, never.
We talked about it in
um,
one of the first episodes, and we're talking about it again.
For a few snapshots, weren't they actually like just a literal clone?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they may have had like the same, like they,
Yeah.
like
No,
silverfish
no,
have
no,
got
they
something kind of
actually were the
particle.
same model.
They use
Well,
the
they still
same
have the same
model.
model, but I think silverfish have
But
these
the
like
silverfish
weird
was
things
purple.
which stick out of them, which I'm not sure if they're part of the model or they're like particles. Actually, they're probably part of the model. I think about it.
Basically, the way they changed it was, I think they changed the silverfish eye color, and then they just chopped off the tail.
New mob. Challenging, no XP, no drops, just a noise you when teleporting with ender pearls, because that's what those damn rich players do, right? Like us.
But it gave us a new farm design, so hey.
Ah, yeah, that's true.
A
I
cheaty
guess it's
farm
overall
design, you
decisions.
mean?
It's cheaty, but it works.
It's awful. I don't like it.
It works.
Let's talk about what do you think will be in the next year of Minecraft, the next version of Minecraft.
Okay, here's my prediction. It will be 100% true, and I'm not making this up at all. 1.11, Red Guardians in the end. different color of creepers, and yeah, like one tent, two new mobs, a different color of them, and like the Enderman and other guardians in the end. Just same
Wait, is
thing over
Enderman
and
in
over
Nether
again.
now? What?
Yeah.
Do you guys
there's
think
now
that they
Ender
will
An
keep
idiot.
up with
Yeah,
current
Nether.
update schedule, where it's just like a couple of weeks and then next update, or is this? Do you think it's just like once for 110 and then now it's getting to a like a medium version, like an update every couple of months, maybe?
I would hope that they have shorter updates. I think 110 was a bit too quick, right? But definitely not as long as 19 and so on. I would hope for 1.11 maybe around 5-6 snapshots, something like that. Might be nice.
Like a couple
5 to
months.
6. That's a bit. I think it's decent if it takes a bit longer. To be honest, like they've kind of.
Yeah.
That way, each update has some stuff to it, and they actually like check if people like it and that kind of stuff.
Also, the Guardian in the end was kind of joking. But I actually.
But you
I
were said
really
you
hope-
were 100% serious.
Yeah,
I want
always.
flying guardians in the end.
And I mean, you have to follow up on this now.
Like, but what I would really like to see is more biomes in the end and Nether. So, like, at the moment, there's only one biome. It's called Hell and End, respectively, and it's
Isn't
too
Hell and
bland.
Sky?
Yeah, sorry, Hell and Sky.
There are multiple
Wow,
names for
enemy.
those.
So terrible at this game.
Yeah, sorry. I would like some more variation. Like, okay, now you get magma blocks in the Nether, but a little more, right? In the overworld, you have X number of different dungeons and so on. You have normal dungeons, you have strongholds, you have desert temples, you have jungle temples. Yeah, all a bit meh, but well. In the end, you have end cities, and in there you have fortresses, and that's it, right? So one, maybe 2 additions to each would be nice.
You would like, you would
Maybe
like to
But
see
enemy,
like
the
small
end has a
dungeons to these other worlds as well.
the end has an insanely difficult boss, which is unbeatable.
totally.
You can beat it 20 times or 40 times
Wait,
or
that's limits?
9,000 times.
Oh, okay.
It has a
Um,
limit.
But not over 9,000, of course.
No,
Yeah,
no.
That's
then
that's
it
the limit.
stops.
Also,
If you get
what
to 9001, it just deletes your game, your entire game.
Yep.
Yes, TRQ as always your reliable source.
Yep.
Also, something I'm quite hoping for is the movable tile entities, like moving chests and dispensers and whatever. I think that would change the game quite a lot and
Yes, it
give
will
a
also
lot.
break all of stuff.
It would break a bunch of stuff, but it would give way more possibilities than stuff that it breaks. So, TNT Quarry just being minor thing, like you can do so much more with that.
And if for normal quarry, if you have now it's a problem for moving spawners and chests. You cannot really get around.
Oh
You
yeah,
would-
spawners,
you
of
would-
course.
Since
You
the
would
name
make
of
it.
this podcast, that I think we should mention. But then you can just move the chests as well, and maybe you can detect that it's a chest because it doesn't. Redstone current cannot go through it, and then you can have like chest storage somewhere where you keep all of the chests for your dungeons.
Yeah,
and
or Wout could
th- th-
finally make a spawner cluster.
Yes, 72 spawners. It was difficult, guys. I had to like drag them in. Oh wait, this is creative, so I just spawn them in because it's technically possible in Minecraft in survival anyway. So that's how I do things now. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that would be quite interesting to see.
It would- But other updates broke other stuff as well. So why can like adding this, which has great potential, not why wouldn't you add it? Because it would break lots of other stuff. Then they have added stuff that broke more things. I think.
Yeah, I think it's a
Yeah.
bit like the translocators. It seems a bit OP. It breaks a bit, but the possibilities are so much better, right?
Mhm.
So I think it's a bit like that. Yeah. Since they didn't remove translocation in 110, I'm hoping that they won't remove it in the future. But it might be like the
Dark oak stuff.
Dark
where
oak
it's
trees, yeah, where I don't care for 2 years, and all of a sudden it's the biggest problem in the world. But
Mhm.
something else I would like to see. I know I talked about this before and so on, but the loot that has like level 6 enchants and so on it, so it encourages people to find dungeons and so on. That would be quite nice. Maybe if you have
Like efficiency 6 pickaxe, that would be invaluable to us.
yeah something like
like
that. But then I
Insta mining
also
stone without beacons.
I don't think that it's enough with efficiency 6, but whatever. I think that would be quite cool. On the other hand, I would balance it if you have a level 6 enchant. That's too expensive to put mending on it, maybe. So you can just like, okay, once I get this level 6 pickaxe and then I never have to go exploring again. On the other, as
You
technical
should be
players, we
able to
don't like
find
exploring
one
and
with
so on.
mending. Like you can find one with mending on it already. Could be
Yeah.
a possibility.
Yeah.
But
So like
I-
very
efficiency.
rare.
Just in general, like having to explore to get items with higher levels that you can enchant at might be an interesting thing. Yeah, they I saw this mod. I'm not quite sure what it's called, but it was like small additions to vanilla mod-ish thing, and there was like different textures for all of the different trapdoors, right? So we have all different bows for all different doors. Let's do all different trapdoors. I mean, doesn't hurt, right?
Yeah.
Slabs for all this stuff. Like why can't I make hard and clay slabs
Yeah.
or like
What-
stuff like that?
What I
Hardened
also,
clay slabs would just be the best addition to the game.
Yeah, slabs and stairs.
I would also like a block that is bit like cake, right? But not like but like snow layers vertically. You know what I mean? So-
By the way, the mod enemy was talking about is Quarry.
Of pork.
Thanks, Niels. Exactly.
It's called
TeamSpeak
what?
link collector is always awesome.
Yes,
Good that
thanks
you
for the link,
remembered.
I'll put in the description.
No, TeamSpeak link connector. Remember that.
So I would like to see stuff like that. In general, not as long update schedule as before, but a bit longer, a bit more essentials than now. That would be what I'm hoping for. And also more different mechanics, not only like more crafting recipes, because well, the more mechanics we have, the more farms we can build, and if we can't build farms, then we will get bored and people will move on and will stop playing the game, and we don't want that. So
Yep.
yeah. What are you guys hoping for 1.11, 12, and so on?
But it's hoping we were going to predict stuff.
Obviously, the
Or
green
predict.
villages where you can buy like lands.
But I actually have a very interesting opinion to share with you guys, which of
Listening.
course nobody. Yes. If in 1.8 one would have asked one of the intellectuals what the science of technical Minecraft would have been like in 1.9, my god, what kind of nonsense he would have told. So I'm sorry, but I must give you the silence. That was totally like natural English, right?
Yeah, sort of.
And I couldn't possibly in any way have been paraphrasing a quote, which you guys can now look up. Yes, it's a mathematician, that's all I'm telling you. Good luck finding it.
Voucher quote.
Are you
It's
a
roughly 100
mathematician?
years
Or-
old. This is not an official Voucher quote, just a little thing on the side I came up with. But like red creepers, maybe enemy, maybe. But I think creepers are a bit too characteristic about the game. Like people would complain if they changed the creepers, unless they made a female creeper.
Well, just make
Gender
just
equality
make
for
a-
all.
Like in a mod that I used to play with, there were nitro creepers, which were creepers that exploded at like instantly. The nether.
That doesn't sound like fun.
That
Then
sounds
isn't
terrible.
that like a more powerful creeper like the lightning creepers?
No,
the-
nitro creeper is
Yeah, I
a
know it's
little less
different, but
powerful.
it's like more powerful in a different way. And couldn't they have something like
Yeah,
maybe
maybe.
that the lightning creepers would also explode faster if that's really needed? I
don't
think
know.
adding an entire different type of creeper, I don't think that's needed.
Also, one of the concepts that would be fun to have in vanilla in future versions. This one is actually Mango's idea. A way to get packed ice would be you have normal ice and you drop anvils on it.
And then like 2 high
Yeah, like,
ice
you have-
becomes like 1 high packed ice,
Oh,
or
four.
I don't know, something.
Like a tower of four
the-
ice. You drop an anvil on it, and it becomes a block of packed ice.
Or
it
we could
damages
just
the
craft
anvil.
4 ice together to become 1 packed ice.
Yeah, but that's boring.
then it's crafting again. Like having to use anvils that
Gives a
it
new
makes
to
some
like
sense
anvil
because
falling
it's
mechanic.
compacting and you have to like put pressure on it to make it compactor. And
I
I
think
think
it would be a
4 ice blocks can fit in 1 ice block, so I think 2 would be better. And it's probably it's harder to farm it, and it makes it more interesting probably and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
I think it would be a funny change if they made it so that if you dropped an anvil on ice, the ice would break. I don't know.
Or
just
in
me,
general,
probably.
that stuff would
Or
break.
in
Like,
glass.
that it would,
That
if
would
it
make
would
sense.
land on glass or leaves, that it would fall through because those
Oh,
blocks are
yeah.
not really strong enough, and that it would.
And then sand is a bit lighter and gravel is a bit heavier.
And then it would also make for a hilarious tree farm
and
design.
dragon eggs are infinitely heavy and they just go that through your game and you'll lose them forever.
I would also hope for a block like leaves, but different. Right? So something that's not
Enemy hope.
movable, but also
You
not
said you were
spawnable,
predicting stuff.
but not ugly.
Oh.
Sorry.
Yes, go on and hope stuff out, stuff enemy. Go on and hope.
No, that's all.
What did you want about like leaves?
Yeah, it's just some other block that doesn't look like leaves, but has the same properties more or less.
Oh, okay.
Not spawnable, not movable, not ugly.
Why do you hate leaves?
There's
Don't
no
you
good
like
farms.
green?
There's no good farms yet, and they burn.
Yeah, that's
But you
kind
want
of
all
true.
the
like,
same properties.
like,
No,
like
not
for
the
example,
burning part.
well, like hoppers for iron farms and like bone blocks. Phil was talking about like they
But-
introduced that.
Can bone blocks be moved with slime blocks and stuff? Then,
I think so.
and then it's
think
not the
so,
same
yeah.
properties. It's like it's
Oh yeah,
different.
something I'm thinking about. Since they are like making talentless movable now, I would like them to add to make sure that they are like blocks which kind of cover all these different areas for in terms of redstone, like immovable, movable, can put redstone on top of them, can't put redstone on top of them. Cuts redstone wire, doesn't cut redstone wire, because for the ifs one, I remember specifically I need a block which was immovable. You could put redstone on it and it didn't cut redstone wire. I used the hopper. I think enemy told me back then that you could also use like 8 layers of snow. I'm not sure if that actually works. But if they're gonna remove the hopper, like maybe the 8 layers of snow work, maybe not anymore. But like there are still some
Eight-
areas where it may be
8
nice to just have a
layers
block
of
specifically for that
No,
purpose.
doesn't that? Yeah, I don't think it will cut
7.
redstone wire, but you cannot place it on top of redstone
Yeah, I
wire,
wouldn't
can
think
you?
that either, but I don't
The-
know. I didn't test it.
7 layers of snow works quite nicely if you have to put wire next to a cactus, because it won't break the cactus, but you can also put a redstone on top of it. It's almost never useful, but when it is, you feel so good about yourself.
They're probably gonna add a couple more mobs, couple more. Something I would say for 1.11 is probably not a new dimension. Like it's been so long since I added a new dimension. If you think about it, like they used to do it fairly regularly back in the day, but well, very regularly. Like another maybe 2 years later, the end.
I was gonna
Uh,
say I thought that they were talking about making it so that with the movable inventories.
It's not a 110 feature, it's a pocket feature.
Well, yeah, I mean it's pocket edition feature, but do you think? I mean, who knows? I wouldn't be surprised if in a couple of years the main version is just C++, Windows 10, whatever. It seems a bit strange to me
I
that they
don't-
would really only have it on Windows 10, like the main edition, but you never know with Microsoft there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
Stop.
want Windows 10.
Yeah, me neither.
So
I-
go,
I
go
will
I mean, at
play
that point, I
Wii
would
U
probably
edition.
just crack it. I'm saying right now.
But I like
Sorry.
Windows 10.
Just go play Wii U edition.
Wii U edition.
Yeah, I will buy a Wii U to just not have to use the
Or
Windows
just
10.
go play Mine Test. Really, that one
I
is
don't have a
good.
Wii U, only have a Wii. What
Minecraft-
about
I
an
don't have a
Atari
Wii U.
64 edition or something?
Minecraft was only good when it was cave game.
Oh man, that's like stuff you just know from the wiki. Like I don't think it was actually published back then, right? Oh well.
I think there was a very quick in-dev release of the cave game, but I don't think there was anything else after that.
I guess the name of that, like if my games have better names.
Cave
Well,
game.
Yeah, we'll link to a cave game, a very interesting game. None of you guys have ever, well, maybe some of you guys have heard of, but yeah. I'll just link to a video which is called Minecraft Cave Game Tests, which is definitely reliable for sure.
So I
Uh,
guess actual predicting for 1.11 is a bit hard because we don't have any real information yet. We can assume that stuff that is in Pocket
Doesn't have to be a
might come-
prediction, but maybe
might come
like a
to
feature list.
It's
um,
basically just throwing a dart
like
in the
to see.
dark and hoping you get something.
It's fun. You can just guess, and I'm completely wrong.
sure.
Our
Um,
prediction, I think Microsoft will be bought by Apple next year.
I
Totally.
don't think they can.
And then they'll make
Okay, they'll be bought by US government.
Then they'll make
That
Windows
works.
OS Lion 11.
They'll be bought by the Chinese government. They are rich, I thought. I don't know.
I think if you look at features in Pocket and if what they might port back to normal Minecraft, since quasi connectivity and all the budding stuff was not quite intended, but has become a feature, but isn't a feature in Pocket. I think it might be cool if they added like what basically Myron's mod, where you have a separate set of pistons that don't affect quasi connectivity. So you have the pocket pistons and normal pistons. I mean, you have already 4 types of tracks and 4 types of pressure plates. Why not have 2 more pistons?
Yeah.
So this would also allow a bit more flexibility when building and making some contraptions and so on. And I think the biggest surprise for me was that there are actual people out there who care about you say, they actually listen to going into this. Like the idea always was, oh yeah, we're terrible fun. It would be fun if we just recorded and people would probably be interested. But I didn't expect any actual people that so many of you were there. Not like I was like, hey, you too, fun having you here, but bit more than that now. So
Didn't we gain like 100 subs just in 1 month or something like that?
it was quite exciting, yeah.
I'm not sure, but yeah, like at this point we're at 332 subscribers, and I'm quite surprised.
Also, I was quite surprised about the amount of comments we get. Like,
Oh yeah.
People care.
yeah,
the beginning it
people
was
are
like
actually
really
interested,
low,
and
but
I mean, it's
especially
growing
if you did one of those things where we asked for feedback about I don't know, sound quality or how the topics and so on, was quite surprising that people, like, usually when you look at other bigger YouTube people's videos, you have like 50,000 views and then like 100 comments maybe, right?
Oh yeah.
So the comment ratio to view ratio was quite impressive, I would say.
Well, people like having stuff to listen to while they're doing their grindy stuff in games.
or
Yeah.
when you're on
Or
the
in not
bike.
games.
So yeah, I was quite surprised that there was actually an audience for what we do here.
Yeah.
And
That's
yeah,
always fun.
that was one of the big positive things about the podcast. Take
Yep.
away from it.
I just checked, we have like 19,397 views. So
Yeah.
after this episode, if we like wait for a month or two, we will probably be over 20k. So yay!
Thank you guys.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks everyone for watching.
Thanks everyone.
I was surprised that we were able to do it for this long, because after like 10 episodes, I thought like, I don't know how long this can continue with it, and then I thought like maybe we're ending it soon already, but now it's like it's 63 or 64th, so we did it a lot longer than what I was expecting.
Yeah, like when I initially joined, I was just, well, I actually didn't even know you guys well. You were like, hey, Wout, you want to be on this podcast? Saying, oh, sure. I play co-ops and crims with these guys. I said that in the first episode. But yeah, like in the beginning, I felt a bit of an obligation to make sure that like I didn't drop out right away. After like around episode 10, I was like, all right, I've done it. So it's like,
And then you
like,
became the host after like episode 7 or something like that.
Like the
I
third
think
one, when nobody was there.
third,
because it was just
when you
after
dropped out,
Christmas, and then
Macro.
just enemy Wout and I, and then oh damn it, oh Spock
No,
was
no.
recording.
In third
someone else
episode, we had
needed to do
Dark,
the-
Enemy, Niels, and me. So
Oh, like,
yeah.
like,
I remember
and-
I was always kind of a bad host because my time schedule was always really random.
Your
Well-
toaster also has a tendency to explode.
Yeah.
I guess mine is not as random, but it can be difficult when you're on holidays and such, I've learned. Or when you're around London going in gondolas for no reason, right, Enemy?
Yeah. Was fun
Yes.
though.
Like, it's been a while, so I guess we could talk about it. Like, I actually got a bit angry. Well, angry. I was mostly concerned that you guys would be, like, really pissed at us that we were just doing random stuff in London while we were supposed to record. So
Personally, one of my
luckily it
favorite
wasn't the case.
experiences from TRQ was the Minecon podcast, because that was just a ton of fun recording it and listening to you guys and all your shenanigans on the other side, even though I wasn't actually able to attend Minecon.
You mean like the first one where we were all in the same room, right?
Where the same one where Enemy punched Mumbo.
But that was not on the podcast. That was like we recorded one right after that happened.
Or not punched, but slapped. Or slapped.
Yeah,
My
Yeah,
bad.
yeah, like he didn't actually hurt him for the info. That was like
Yeah.
I was going to the comments, and like there's someone who commented on the episodes around then a couple of months ago. Like like was actually concerned that enemy really like punched him hard.
No,
Well,
like
I don't know. Like I suppose I wasn't because he was really like concerned, but I mean it was consensual, so I don't think there's any ethical problems there.
I think the funny thing was that he slapped himself before that, like two or three times.
Yeah, he was like
right?
like this hard. Yeah.
So, is it this hard? Maybe a bit harder like this. Yeah, like that.
You did way too early though. Like I had like half a second before it happened on the camera.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
I thought you were already set up, and well.
I said like go, and then you were like bam, German speed.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
referring to
going
certain
No,
actions.
enemy is-
Yeah.
Enemy
always
was waiting
stop
to get that slap.
recording and then do the countdown. Like it's not like okay, start
Yeah.
and then press record. Then you're already too late. You should always.
I think I
have,
did
like,
the
a
other
couple of
way. Like
seconds in the
I pressed
beginning
record
that
and
you
then I
should-
said start, and everyone was like bam. Yeah. Oh well.
But enemy was
Uh,
waiting to do that slap for years. I bet he was born for this moment.
But yeah, like he was a really nice guy, and we
Well, he's still like a bad Redstone person, but
yeah, like his. Well, I guess we shouldn't really go into it that much, but I still like his brought up there as like an idol to new people who think, oh yeah, he and as well like the Hermitcraft servers is the pinnacle of technical Minecraft and so on, right?
Not sure how many people think that, but
Well, like when we recorded with Doc on Psycraft, he also said that.
he
and like looking through the comments,
but
some
still.
people actually seem to believe that. So yeah, like
Yeah, I mean, Psycraft isn't very well known, I guess, outside of the technical Minecraft community.
well, Zipcrowd was the most.
Yeah, like Zipcrowd was well known. Like Psycraft's kind of the new Zipcrowd, but barely anyone knows about it, unfortunately. But yeah,
Yeah.
well,
I
mean,
guess after Zipcrowd shut down, maybe people lost interest in the technical community. I'm not
I
sure
don't
if
know,
that's
or
what
just-
happened, but that's just my opinion.
I mean, I've lost interest, but like I've heard some people say like, oh, like this was like I've heard some people say this like 1 to 2 years ago surrounding Zipcrowd shutting down, like, oh, we're not doing that much anymore because there's not that much to do really. It's a Minecraft version. Nothing is happening in 1.8. And like I was doing tons of stuff in 1.8. I did the Ifs1 in 1.8, I did Sandtag in 1.8, and so on and so forth. So I definitely don't like want to sound like that because in my opinion it can be very personal. Some people are probably still having a lot of fun with like this really. There's a lot of people in Minecraft who are just still having fun with 1.9 and such, but
Yeah.
I don't know. To some people at least it seems like this is at least temporarily not that interesting of a period.
yeah, I think the problem with 1.8 was that slime blocks directly are not as useful for farming.
But they're
for-
amazing for that stuff.
Yeah,
Oh, well.
but like what came later on, like I don't know, half a year into 1.8, where people were looking directly at like game tick precise timings and so on, and
Yeah.
the tick speed mods came up and so on, and that definitely improved the farms. But a bunch of that stuff could have been done without 1.8 technology, but just the knowledge wasn't there back then, right?
Yep.
So. I guess that was a bit of a substitute for the lack of farms coming from the 1.8 features, right, directly. So yeah, I guess the gap between 1.8 and 1.9 was also a bit why a lot of people stopped playing technical. And I remember like a year ago or maybe 1.5, there was a lot more let's plays, just technical. Like I remember Spock was doing one, for example. A bunch of other people were doing them.
I was doing one, and I still am. It's just that wow, cough, cough. but then the
Wait,
whole
what?
sand generator. Then the whole.
Oh
sand
yeah, of course,
generator
totally
went-
my fault. Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
but like now, there's some people around, but personally, I don't watch anyone anymore. That's like
Wow, rude.
no, I
I
have
still
less
watch, like,
time now as well. So
like
that's
people.
that as well. But
I still watch like the general community and career and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest, I stopped watching Let's Plays unless it's people like I know.
Oh, I don't. Let's play forget it.
I don't know. Sometimes it's okay about Let's Play, but yeah, I mean, it
Panda
depends on the game and
Survival,
the
I watched
person.
that though. Panda Survival is always really fun to watch.
Yeah, I guess we should get back to like experience the podcast. I don't know, like I don't know about you guys, but for me, like in the beginning, like around episode 10, I was actually feeling like at least temporarily just dropping out for a while, or maybe forever. Like so, yeah, I was feeling a bit like a burden, but I think like it's still always like every week there was some burning about it, but in a sense, I'm also proud that I managed to stay on every week. And I mean, I did like people watch this, people enjoy it. So I think I mean, it's entertainment, of course, but I mean, I think there's also definitely a lot of value in entertainment. I don't think it's anything to not be proud of. So yeah, I'm actually kind of happy I went through it all the way. Even though, of course, the quality kind of had to drop, or else it was just too annoying to do every week again. But I mean, I think the
Yeah.
show notes are decent. Apart from the first ones, which were done by enemy and Niels, and I have experience with that, which I will talk about later.
Yeah, but in the beginning it was like around 10. I was also thinking like, should I continue with this or not? Because
That's
because
funny.
back then it was more like it was messier. Like show notes wasn't really stable.
Yeah,
every
like we
time,
sometimes
and
we just
you
have
had to
like,
do-
oh, no one did the show notes, and then like,
then
I'll
one-
do half an hour, and
and then after that it became more stable, and then there were some other problems with it was Jonas was always there, and
I remember the first episode was terribly unorganized.
yes.
well, we actually had a main topic, and we went into
We
it
did.
for.
We did.
I think the first episode was alright.
Other than
Oh.
that,
Oh yeah. Towards the beginning, we used to have topics, like an actual
Yeah,
main
maybe something
topic
worth
of the
mentioning.
episode.
Yeah, like this podcast was actually a discussion and not about talking about anime and enemy complaining about Mojang all the time. Oh well. Yeah, like at the main topic, yeah, and we did that to like episode 7.
And filler people like me and like Niels.
Filler
Yeah.
people like
that's with more podcasts, I would say.
Ruff
Like
joined at
in the
episode 35, so
in the beginning, where they have topics, and then after a while, it becomes more of a discussion. And Wout knows one.
Oh, I guess something completely I forgot about the podcast, but we
Ooh.
linked to PewDiePie's channel in one of the episodes.
that's possible. Yeah, I don't quite. I think I actually made a point out of it just for fun. I'm not sure though what the context was.
It wouldn't have been a YouTube video if we didn't link PewDiePie's channel.
Yes. Should have just made the title PewDiePie joins the Redstone Quarry podcast, and then we just added in like a bunch of PewDiePie quotes.
Like 37,000 caps.
I remember somewhere in the beginning when we invited
And
Ultimate
some
Redstone,
Swedish text.
but we never
Yeah,
actually
Ultimate Redstone.
invited Ultimate Redstone. We just said we did.
Yeah, this totally happened. No one dies this fact. Okay. Yes. Okay. Good.
It was so much fun.
Yes, that was a fun episode. Also, like
Uh,
episode 5, when Abe Bradmore joined and Zach left like halfway through, and but he didn't leave for Abe Bradmore because they have a telepathic connection. And I'm not sure if you still remember that. You may have to rewatch it, but
of
there was
course.
some fun stuff that happened there. Well, you know, Zach says, I try to say with my most Aussie accent. Maybe Spock's better at this. Blah 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 blah. So yeah,
Blah,
that's
blah,
how the
blah,
whole
blah.
episode went.
I said blah 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 in an Australian accent there.
Okay, no, yeah, like basically, Abe Bradmore was channeling Zach BC throughout most of the episodes with his Australian
yeah.
powers. Yeah,
Yep.
that's what I'm talking about.
And I really miss Zag, but then he decided to not play technical Minecraft and became a Blitz player.
Yeah, and then after that, a lot of stuff out of
And then selling his account and
then he
getting
came back,
his
and then
account back.
it was complicated. And currently, his videos are private, unfortunately. So there's some dead links on our videos when we actually refer to his trunk like reversion, as we called it, mechanic a couple of times, and those things don't work anymore, unfortunately.
Yep.
But well, maybe at some point he comes back to his channel and makes him public again. Yay, or at least enlisted.
Zaggy, come back.
But well, like it's been so long. I don't know. Like
It's hard to believe we've been at this for over a year.
Yeah, like yeah, it's been 1.5 years, roughly speaking, and
Some fun things is also like sometimes we got together to record a podcast, especially towards the end it was this way, and we just started talking for 2 hours and didn't really start recording. And I was like, okay, now it's a bit late. If you want to do a podcast now, a bit too late maybe. Let's do it tomorrow. so we just came together and talked for like 2-3 hours and didn't record anything.
yeah.
So also, yeah.
Usually
Yeah.
it wasn't
Even-
as to the point as the podcast itself, though.
Yeah,
There-
it
there-
was still a
there
lot of
Well,
fun.
like, we
talking to
tried
each
to
other.
pressure
Questions that-
Niels to just start recording and just publish random discussion.
Yes.
Yeah.
I said like, yeah, we can do that in the future. Like maybe at 64 because that's like an entire stack. And yeah.
That's definitely gonna happen now. Yes.
Yes.
Oh well.
I guess towards the end it got a bit annoying with all the cutting and so on, and It was a bit annoying.
Sorry, Neil.
There were some other things about it.
There were a lot of discussions about that, and well, like we're ending it now, so we don't have to end our hard
Yeah,
feelings.
there
about it,
was some
luckily.
pretty heated arguments about that. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh well. Yeah, like I already watched a lot of the episodes recently for reasons I will get into the White Show.
He listened.
Yes, we listened, and well, I also watched the video for it, and like it was very kind of nostalgic to go through all the episodes again, and like see all the members join and leave, and all the different guests and such who got on. I think just
I
different
think it's
topics we were
still
talking
funny
about.
that
such.
for some recordings, if I listen back to a part and they're like, ah yeah, I was in Hypixel in this lobby running around at that place.
I don't remember that, but I remember. Oh, yeah, like this, like around
Oh.
August. This is when I was like watching
don't
this
remember,
anime
like,
and having
At
building
that
this thing.
point,
and-
I was saying that, but if I listen back to it, then I hear it, and then oh yeah, wait, that was there.
Oh, we used to I forgot something we used to do. We used to record our background footage live as we were playing.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah,
you
in the
did
very
for the first
beginning,
episode
yeah.
or something.
That was the first
And the
episode
first-
only.
And in the
And
first
second.
episode, I remember
Yeah, that was the first
saying
episode.
within like the first 10 seconds, I was like, and Nordy died.
Yep, that was on continuity back in the day.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
In a galaxy far, far
I still
away.
have to actually publish my continuity footage. Dang it. I still have all the stuff I record on the server, and you guys never found out where I place all of my signs. Genius.
Well, we can't because it shut down.
Well, Vibe still has the world, I guess, but oh well. Yeah, that was fun. I should publish all that footage at some point. Like continuously episodes 0 because I already made an episode -1. Oh well. Yeah, that was fun, but it was just like watching all the episodes. It always remind me of like, oh yeah, last year like May, and then what that was going on, and then August that was going on in November. And, yeah. I don't know. I just associate certain things with certain times, and it's nice that those podcasts bring back those memories. But no, I just talk about more nostalgia. That's a bit boring. Anything anyone still wants to talk about in terms of like personal experience with the podcast, maybe?
Aside from it was fun, no.
It was fun in general. It took some work, time, and effort, of course, but I'm happy that we achieved this 64 episodes, about 1 hour of each. Not the like most top quality entertainment, but people enjoy it. Apparently, they listen to a fair bit of it. So
What? This isn't top quality entertainment?
yes, it's like 63 for Oscar-winning movies, of course.
I thought we were
Oscars.
professionals at this.
Yes, we are
It-
professionals, and we can only win Oscars.
Oscars
Yes, Oscars.
or Academy Awards. It's the same thing.
Comparing to the first episode, I think if I remember how I remember it back then, we tried to make this very strict thing. You have to do this and that to be technical and so on. And
Well, we all have different opinions, but what do
yeah,
you
of course,
think?
yeah. I think now I would say if you would call yourself technical, I would expect you to be a person who tries to learn more about the game and plays around with the different game mechanics and tries to farm as much as possible, potentially as fast as possible. And I think also that not necessarily going for the fastest possible design might be a challenge and might be interesting for you, but does not necessarily count or isn't necessary to be called technical. Like if you make this not the fastest design, but using a very neat mechanic or something, or just a completely different design that anybody else does, also is very interesting and can be technical.
I have to say, like, I do agree with you for a bit. Like, it seems like a good idea to say, like, you're a technical person. I mean, of course, there's a very rough definition, but you're a technical person if you're like actively try to learn something about the game. You don't have to learn, in my opinion, you don't have to like try to learn something about every area of the game, but there has to be some kind of part of the game where you're really like going into. It can be command blocks, it can be redstone, it can be a slime stone, it can be survival tech, or like a very specific part of survival. But yeah, like. That's be something you're like actually interested in learning. Unlike me right now, where I see these videos, I'm like, not gonna do it. Watch them probably.
I guess you could define technical Minecraft in general as the way to play the game where you try to farm everything.
Farm all the things.
Well, see, that's
Or-
what I completely disagree with because that's just survival tech.
Well, is
To me, technical Minecraft is also stuff like command blocks. As I just said earlier, like command blocks. Like I don't think it has to be survival tech in any. Like, don't think just farming everything is very difficult. Even if you're doing
okay,
this.
okay, yeah, I guess I see your point.
It's
we-
very
we-
hard to fit this into a certain definition, though. Like it's
I
something
think-
that can
Well,
be.
yeah, like as in the first episode.
Yeah.
I think it might be good to say that technical Minecraft is when you try to understand the game as good as possible and
Or a part of it.
And try to better
a
your
part-
designs or
and-
build others'
yeah,
designs.
and build
guess.
upon that knowledge, gaining knowledge to improve stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's something.
That's very vague, but I guess it's the best we can do.
Well,
now.
yeah, I mean, it's like I kind of agree. Like what I talked about in the first episode, personally, I think it was mostly like my hierarchy. Or you have Redstone, Surf Tech, Clear Tech, and in Redstone you can still differentiate like stone, and then in Clear Tech you can be like custom maps and maybe like edit filters. That's the different communities. And I like still don't really mind that hierarchy. Like I don't think you don't think that way. But yeah, like actually, I didn't have much of a view of like what the technical player would be like back then. I think, and actually, I kind of like enemy's definition, like the curiosity, like the desire to learn about stuff. That's quite like if you're interested in learning, then you're also going to learn some stuff, and you're also going to be very knowledgeable after a short period of time. I think.
Basically, a definition that would be a bit more suitable and still very rough, but a bit better would be technical player equals person who tries to learn all the details from the game or a specific area of it.
Yeah, I guess that's a bit more formalized. Good thing you also said something because you weren't there in the first episode. That would have been a pity. Oh well.
Yes, I know. I haven't even listened to the first episode, so yeah.
You don't have to. Like it's
That's
kind of funny
really
because
bad.
4 of us were here from the first episode for a decent portion, and yeah. Oh well.
I think it's also cool if you think back to first episode, like what they had kind of farms back then, right? So how far we've
Oh.
come from back then to now
Oh yeah.
with
Yeah,
like
I mean,
if you look at farm
Only one
designs
version,
and
but lots of stuff has changed
beads
in
and
the
so
technical
on,
community.
Back then, wasn't it JL's witch farm that was still like the #1 witch farm?
Yeah, pretty sure.
I think
Like
it was, yeah.
Sharia stuff and came along like but the tutorial set and such was like May last year, roughly.
No, I
I
mean
feel like-
like as of the recording of episode 1.
yeah, something like that.
I feel like
Niels, you were saying-
nowadays
yeah.
it's a lot more people who actively contribute to different farms, and there's more often that there's improvement on another farm. Back then it was most like okay, like
A
they
whole
make
new
a farm,
farm.
and okay, that will be the best one, and then there were not a lot of other people, or I didn't see a lot of other people who
Yeah,
where
like this Zipprod
actively
monopoly,
making
basically.
improvements to other farms.
Yeah, I think there's more people going around questioning stuff now. Like it used to be like, okay, here that's the best design for Farm X, and then people were like, oh yeah, always build Person X design because that's definitely the best one. And now it's like, I think you could make it faster if you did this, or like at least for me definitely I have that when I look at something like. Well, you could do that at least, and or could try doing this and so on. So yeah, I think in general there's a lot more going around that people try to improve each other, and after I think because of that we have like the level of farms we have nowadays.
And, like there's a lot more people like throwing questions around and trying stuff and testing.
So this is a question for you guys before we go ahead and jump off of here. Has TRQ helped you understand the game better, and have we helped foster the growth of the technical community at all, in your opinion? So yeah, just answer, I guess.
In the comments.
Yep.
Interesting question. I guess we want
For now,
to be flattered. Oh well.
No, I'm actually curious because I'm just
You
wondering
just
if
be honest. Like, I mean, it's not like we're gonna ban you if you say that the podcast wasn't important or something.
I will ban you from this TeamSpeak.
hashtag
Yeah,
hashtag
Niels is a
ban,
very tyrannical ruler.
hashtag ban Yayway 2016.
If I could like give my answer for that question real quick.
Mm.
I'm not too sure about the second part, but if it helped me understand the game better, it definitely helped me finding out about a bunch of other people that I didn't know about who have a different
Yeah, me too,
view
definitely.
on how to do stuff in the game, and I think that definitely helped me. So
It was a
Yeah.
place to discuss different things.
yeah, giving it a bit more perspective.
I'm on Niels' side.
helped.
I think
like-
TRQ kind of forced all of us, all of the hosts or like a bit of more regular hosts, I guess, to maybe not explore, but at least like learn a bit about the other areas of technical Minecraft.
I did not learn a single thing about command blocks, so.
Not about everything.
Sad.
Well, I mean, you don't have to be interested in everything. Like, I'm not that interested in teach farms, for example, but oh well.
Yeah, we know that you don't like tree farms.
That's well, it's not a joke, but it's kind of a running joke in a sense, I guess. Oh well.
Yeah.
So I guess that's it then, right?
I'd assume so.
Out. I think there's
Yes.
only one thing left to do.
Yes, Niels, for one more time.
Do the outro.
So here we go. The first, you'll be surprised, scripted outro. Yay! As I said, this last episode would be special. We did put some effort into this, and yeah, hopefully it pays off. So, with scripted, I don't mean every word I'm going to say is written down, but just I have some general points I want to get across. So first of all, unfortunately, there will be no formal end to the outro questions. I could, of course, just give away the last question. There was only one left, in case you didn't know. It will be in the description. It's question number 10. By far the most difficult one. It's about a book which is not well known. It's a Dutch book. And yeah, you can find some more info about it if you listen to all the episodes, I guess. But yeah, unfortunately, I can't really like give it away. I don't think it would work. I can't really do like a new questions to find out more hints either, because like this is the last episode. So unfortunately, there's no formal end. I find it a bit sad, but yeah, that's how it's got to be. So it'll just be down there in the description with a bit of more formal like header, I guess. Another news. Niels also wanted me to tell you guys that since episode, well, I think 3 or 4 or 5 or something, you have been watching a waffle at the beginning of every episode, also at the end. So yeah, Niels wanted. Maybe you should explain this, Niels. You made the channel art after all.
In the beginning, I made it some channel art stuff, and like, what should the background be? Like, just black color or green or whatever, some color, and then like, since we were discussing a name, and one of the options was the Waffle Factory. I don't know why, but
apparently because I'm such a central
Belgium.
part of this group.
I
mean,
mean, to just use a waffle as the background. So I
The
looked
Waffle
up an
Factory.
image of a waffle and like made like a 2-color version of that. 3-color with just some shadowing, very fancy, and repeated that all over the background. So
To be honest,
that
I wouldn't mind
became a
if the name was Waffle Factory.
That was
It
your
would be a bit
suggestion?
misleading, but I wouldn't care.
I actually forgot about that suggestion, but yeah, sounds kind of familiar. Oh well. I'll know it
if
was
you
a
look
Friday
back in the chat.
afternoon. I was cycling to the store and I thought, there is a quarry. Oh well, so proud of it. So yeah, that's the channel art. So yeah, you guys have been watching waffles on our channel and in every thumbnail and every intro and outro of every episodes. So for the next point, apparently no one noticed that since freaking episode 37, yes, episode 37, this is August 24th, 2015, like 10 months ago almost, we have been using references in our episode titles. And yeah, apparently no one seems to care or something. I don't know. But yeah,
Like,
that's what
at the moment when we got good titles, it was we started using references like.
well they weren't good
Before it
titles. We
was-
just went with
the
it.
same with the show notes in the beginning. Like, we need a
Also-
title. Quick, Wout, come up with something. And after
Yeah,
that,
it never
was
really
like,
worked out very well.
let's reference this, and then just you have something to work with, and then just one of the topics that maybe it's not the most important one, but you can phrase it like the other one, and then you have-
Sometimes with the topic, the names were so forced that I came up with them, or like I had a couple of like suggestions before the episode, and I like tried to force it into the episode at some point. But I think the first one, A New Slimestone, of course, reference to A New Hope. I saw it episode 4. I think that one was by
I
Amy.
think it's nice if to not give out what they're referencing to, so people can
Well,
find
yeah, I
out
guess.
themselves.
Yeah, sure. I
and
wouldn't
then-
reference, but let me just say we did a lot of stuff until our 1-year anniversary, and then starting on episode 53, I started doing anime references to usually first or last, and I think one instance not on in the middle episodes, which I just thought was pretty good, of the anime I watched in the order I've watched them. So yeah, good luck going through my Twitter if you want to find out what animes are all referring to, and yeah. That would take
Are
some
you
time.
really like
There are
asking
no
people to
outro
go to your
questions,
Twitter?
but
please?
you can look up what each thing references to, and
Well, no, you
Maybe
can
like
like
that.
if you go to my Twitter, you can see what in which order I watch each anime, and then you can go through them in that order. But yeah, it's not easy most,
and the
most of
first
them.
person to get a complete list of all references where it's referencing all titles where it's referencing to that he gets like
I
points
wouldn't
for the
like
outro.
make too many contests
If we are
considering you don't
again in
know.
person, I will buy you a sticker.
Okay. Rava said it's 20 years from now. Some random person will walk to up some random dude in Spain and ask for a snicker.
No, then they independent or something.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, we have less than 12 months. Random dude in Barcelona.
Hey.
Yeah, that's another point out of the way. Then moving on to another point. For the last episode, we would like to clean some stuff up. So first of all, the channel description, I would like to get that cleaned up so we can put some general info in there, like what were the watcher questions, who answered them, what were the answers, as well as who are the podcast members over time, link to their channels, that kind of stuff. Then we can just wrap it all up. Also some general credits to like you, Ultimate Redstone, and such for the music, because we didn't mention that very often.
Also-
but Ultimate Redstone made the intro music. Yes,
Can I ask a question? What do you
Sure.
think was the best title?
the best title.
Have we asked
We
this
should have
one?
made a TRQ about this maybe. Oh yeah, actually I have
We
a
have
very.
that.
It's a very easy one for me. TRQ 52, Mocking Jang.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was the
that's
best
mine
one,
as well.
definitely.
Mocking Jack was the best one.
Oh well. Yeah, so like even then people didn't seem to say anything about it. Oh well. So yeah, speaking of members and attendance and such, I'm also going to make an attendance chart where you can basically like see everyone when they were on at the beginning of the episode every time. So sorry Spock, but you're not going to be in this episode, or at least not in the chart.
Yeah, but lots of episodes where he left early on.
Yeah, see, like the thing is,
So-
if I would put Spock on here right now, then that would mean that would be unfair towards a lot of people who joined later on in all episodes or left early. Like I left early in like 1 or 2 episodes because of urgencies. But yeah, I'll put you like a little chart in the description, which is like an image, and a nice grid. It's all written in Python, Qt for the win, all automatically generated based on some simple data. And yeah, should be fun. And also for people who want to work with this data, and people who love spreadsheets, which of course are not none of people like that in this chat.
Spreadsheets are awesome, I must say.
Yes.
I
So
don't know
I
if
will
people
be
love
uploading.
Your spreadsheets are slow.
I suppose I will be making like an XLSX file.
Why
for
don't you
that.
use like an O something X?
Why
What
don't
is,
you
like,
use a
LibreOffice?
CSV?
Yeah. Okay. Well, CSV. I don't know. I'll just export. I'll do some different forms so people, no one can complain. Different spreadsheets if you want to work with the data, and yeah, that's about it. So, anyway, guys, that's it for the art attendance. So that's another point out of the way. Also, standardizing descriptions. I actually have already a couple of weeks ago before my exam, like started studying for my exams. I went through a couple of episodes already and like standardized descriptions up to I think episode 7. By the time this is published, hopefully I've dealt with all of the stuff I'm talking about right now. And yeah, then everything is just clean. From episode 12 onwards, the descriptions are all fairly clean, so I'm not going to mess much with those. Apart from some standardization in terms of alphabetical order of the members, and also the like always using the same abbreviations for all the members. But yeah, up till episode 12, Enemy and Niels and I and Micro and God knows who did it alternatingly, and it was a mess. And finally, I also want to mention that we are hopefully going to put a credit sequence after this part right here at the end of probably the last TRQ episode, because we want to thank a lot of people, the hosts who have been here, some of those who left earlier, some who stayed for longer, and so on and so forth. Then of course Ultimate Redstone for the what I'm talking about, Ultimate Redstone for the music, and then all. Yeah, like there'll be a lot of people in the credits. I'm not going to mention them all, of course. That's what the credits are for. But if you want to work with the people in the credits as well, like if you want to use that list for some reason, I'll put it in Pastebin. You can just get the raw credits in the description. I'll leave a link to the Pastebin that you can just get the whole credit scroll in case you're interested in that for some reason. So yeah, all of you guys can have that kind of data. That's fine. And I think that may just be the end of what may be the last voucher. Those were my 7 points for this voucher. Anything else you want to say?
Is there a outro?
I do not think there's a voucher. I know it feels kind of like the end. Yeah, it is a bit small, melancholical, I guess. Nothing anyone wants to say? I suppose not. Oh well. In that case, one last time, let's all say bye.
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 See you
Bye,
later.
everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
iron.